It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Hey, everybody, it's Ears Up Podcast, our Christmas show. And boy, am I happy to not be fooling around with the audio anymore.
Yeah, man.
That was bad, and that was tough. My work is hard, but as a wise person once said, I'm a genius.
Oh my God,
Bro.
Well, thank you for calling me wise.
Well, look, if you agree that I'm a genius or you accept my geniosity, then you are wise. You are indeed a wise person. I, however, am a genius.
Right. So at breakfast, I didn't accidentally.
No, it was on purpose.
It was on purpose.
Full-throated endorsement of my geniosity.
I was telling a story to Jeremy, and I referred to Jason as a genius, and
That was your first
Not
mistake.
sarcastically.
it was a huge mistake.
Oh, boy.
Not even
Non-ironically
my first.
genius.
It was a huge mistake.
Bro, if Kanye is a genius, I'm a genius, okay?
Kanye is a genius.
Then I'm a genius too.
Kanye.
A genus?
What species,
A genus.
what species are you?
I don't know yet.
Oh boy.
Well, we haven't heard the end of it.
Oh my God, Jeremy.
Jeremy's
Jeremy's
not
on!
Jeremy, go ahead, please.
Well, I was going to say we have... That's much ado. We haven't heard the end of this genius all day.
No.
That's true.
Well, and you'd think you would? I mean, what genius wouldn't tout his own geniosity?
Right. Well,
A true genius.
True. One of those hard-hitting geniuses. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh boy.
All right, well, here we go, everybody. The Ears Up Christmas show. Thank you for joining us. We're starting a little bit late for you live listeners, but you know what? You're used to it, and and you can cope with it pretty nicely. Here's what we have in the studio. We have Taryn, of course,
Hello.
Beverly,
Hi.
Terrence,
Hi.
and Jeremy from SpectroRadio.us.
it is so good to be here. I mean, I flew so far.
And are your arms tired?
They're tired. My nose is a little more tired.
Whoa.
Wow.
We were doing a lot of close ups.
I know,
Someone
right?
on the plane
This
didn't.
isn't the secret show.
Nose candy. What's
True.
going on, man?
Yikes.
Someone on the plane didn't smell very good.
Was it you?
Bummer.
It was you, wasn't it? I'm not going to say who it was, but I can tell you who it wasn't. Everybody else around me.
I had the same experience on a flight home from Rhode Island. It was
Ooh.
Ew,
disgusting.
dude.
And
Well,
I was
those
in the
Rhode
middle
Island-
seat.
Oh, that's too
Woof.
bad. Yeah, so Jeremy's here. He is in town. We went out to a bar last night just to grab a beer and hang out with Brad.
Oh, it was so good to see
Brad.
Brad.
And didn't have to make you drinks. And then, so we're sitting there, and someone just comes up to Jeremy, like this big dude, and I'm like, okay. So instantly, I'm already thinking every person that's bigger than me, taller than me, I've slighted them in some manner, or someone in my party has. So now we're going
Right.
to see a fight. That's just what I thought. I don't know why.
That's naturally you would. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
That's right. And he taps Jeremy on the shoulder. He's like, SpectroRadio. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? He's a listener.
That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
Derek. So shouts out to Derek for scaring the
The bejesus.
thank you
Yes.
out of Jeremy and then myself.
It was nice to meet Derek and his wife.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is that, it's not like we were standing out. I wasn't wearing a Spectra Radio t-shirt or anything. I go to Epcot, I go to Disneyland, I parade around.
I can imagine that's what you do.
Yeah. In attire
Yeah.
that says Ears Up, Churros, Spectro, and no one says one thing to me.
What in thing?
But one thing to me. But I go out in a bar and God knows where we were. And
I don't even know where we were.
This guy came over and I loved it. I thought it was great. I got to come here more often. And less Disney.
That's the thing, man. You get to leave your area of influence to really show yourself. Who
to
cares?
really know who you are, yeah. This is
That's
my
right.
new sphere of influence.
Brentwood, California.
At the Hop Asylum.
Anyway, we have a good show for you guys today. We're going to have Heather, our food correspondent, in here in studio. She's here also, and we're going to talk about just kind of her favorite foods of the past year in Disneyland. She was also in Disney Paris, so I definitely want Jeremy to sort of weigh in on some of the foods there and just kind of chat with her about, she's doing our blog there. After that, we're going to have our wish list for Santa Iger. We've all thought long and hard about what we could ask Bob Iger for, or Bobby Ige,
Yep.
as I call him. And then we may or may not have an interview. I don't know yet. Things are fast and loose here. With old Earzup and the guests that we have. So you never know. And then we're going to do a Christmas overlay presentation. We've all again thought long and hard about where we could do a Christmas overlay at the Disneyland Resort or any Disney resort, I suppose. Not to spoil anything for anybody.
Oh boy.
And then we're gonna sort of wrap up and get out. And it's pretty easy. So we got 3 hours here to fill. I don't think we're gonna do news. I don't know. We might. I have a bunch of news. And then if you're a Patreon supporter, which of course you are, right? Jump over to the Secret Show YouTube link, which is in Patreon right now. I'm gonna be playing weird ass Christmas music for the hour in between the two shows. We're gonna go out and get some food.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to come back and start marathoning drinks, and it's going to be a good time.
My liver hurts already. Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you, the news that I have is chef kiss emoji, like, mwah.
Okay.
It's perfect.
All right.
So
Nice.
good. It's so good. I'm very
You
much
should
looking forward to it.
undersell next time. Like you're shooting.
I can't.
You really
Can't.
should undersell next time.
I can't. It's so good, dude. So last night, Taryn and I had this sort of like, idea what to do with Jeremy. We're like, we're going to make him watch some movie he's never seen before.
That's easy to do.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
It was sort of hard because we also want to watch the movie, a good
Okay.
movie. So we fought back and forth about it, and then we decided to start watching The Imagineering Story on Disney Plus, which is like one of the only the original content on Disney Plus that I think is worth watching. I'm very disappointed with Disney Plus so far. It's just sort of like,
Really?
well, I mean, all the
Do you
movies,
have it?
all the
Yeah, I
movies
do.
we have. Or we've seen, or I don't care about, like Fantasia. Like,
okay.
it doesn't matter to me. The original content, The Mandalorian, I'm still just 75% on it. I'm still lukewarm
I'm
on
3
it.
behind.
I like it.
It's
I don't
fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad, but it's not one of those things that makes me. I'm not anticipating it on a weekly basis. I'll say.
Exactly right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just
Yeah,
fine. I'm
yeah.
fine with it. And then that's kind of it. I don't care about the Jeff Goldblum stuff. Like, I don't care about Jeff Goldblum.
Oddly enough,
So I'm never going to
Abby
watch it.
Loves that stupid show.
Really?
Yes.
It is Jeff Goldblum.
She loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about watching it.
I mean, you're more than welcome to. But that's about it. Like, what other original content is there?
There's not a lot of original content, but the thing that my kids have started watching were all the Muppet movies. So they started with Muppet Babies,
Hell
like
yeah.
the stupid Muppet Babies, not the original one, not the good one,
Oh,
Right.
but
the
the
new
new
one.
one. And then now we've been watching all the Muppet movies, and Jack, my 8-year-old, will watch the Muppets, like the show that was on ABC.
Yeah.
He'll watch that with me.
I
and
love that show.
It's amazing. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So I like it for the Muppets, but besides
Okay.
that, and we'll get into how to improve that during the Iger Claws
Oh, okay.
section. Yes.
All right.
I like
Nice.
that it allowed me to watch every Marvel movie in 4 days.
And
Dang.
they're amazing. They're
I
so
went after it.
good.
Man, I read some headline. I didn't even read the article because it's me. The Bob Iger wants to meet with Martin Scorsese based on his comments about how every movie or a Marvel movie is a theme park movie and like it doesn't really matter. There's no drama behind it. There's no meaning behind it. Essentially,
Right.
Now he's getting called up. Little Martin
Come to-
getting tapped on the shoulder.
Yeah, come to my office, bud.
So that'll be
Says
interesting.
Martin Scorsese, who makes the same movie.
Yeah.
Marty's kind of a one-trip.
Yeah,
movie.
I sort of want to watch The Irishman on Netflix.
It's
three and a half.
hours
It's
long.
3.5 hours, and I'm not going to put that much effort into a movie. I'm just not going to do
I
it.
watched the end of it.
It's
and
not
then I went-
JFK. For
And then I
God's
went back
sakes.
and read the Wikipedia page.
You watched the end of The Irishman and then read the Wikipedia page for like
You are
Cliff Notes.
so weird.
Don't you judge me. I ain't got 3 hours.
I'm not
to
judging,
waste.
but you're weird, man.
So
Whatever.
was it good?
It took 3 hours
It
for her to
was
get through
fine.
Wikipedia. with her
How was
reading
the
speed.
Wikipedia page?
It was fine.
That
Okay.
almost seems like more
But
work.
it's like based on like a real thing, allegedly.
Yeah,
so
Jimmy
like, that was
Hoffa
what
and
was
whatever,
kind
yeah.
of interesting about it. But meh.
I like that she's met on a movie she actually
She
didn't
hasn't
watch.
seen.
Yeah, I know. Whoever
I
wdon't this
wouldn't-
article really
I
turned me
wouldn't-
off to
Yeah.
the movie.
Why
I
don't you go on
wouldn't read that
Rotten
Wikipedia
Tomatoes
page
and
again.
rate it?
I wouldn't read that Wikipedia page again,
Okay.
or watch those final 15
You know,
minutes.
why don't we rate Wikipedia pages? Everything is a rating these
We
days.
should.
Oh,
A lot of
yeah.
them are very wrong.
Yes,
You
they
know?
are. Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
But anyway, so we're sitting there watching the Imagineering Story, and it's basically building Disneyland up to Walt's death. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because there's a lot of footage that I've never seen before, but I'm also not one of those people to go on YouTube and just for hours on end watch like Disney clips that people have found and put up. So I've never seen it. It was really cool. They interviewed my boyfriend Rolly and that was
That's my
awesome.
dude.
That's
So
I love
cute.
that guy so much. And so a lot of footage of him as a young guy, and all three of us were like, "Wow, he's a handsome dude, big
was
jawline, burly
Kinda
muscles."
yoked, man.
He worked out pretty hard.
He was a jock.
Yeah, he was.
Huge jock.
The original
One of the
Disney
originals.
jock.
That's right. So we're sitting there, and it gets to Walt's death, and he's doing his like TV show thing, and then Jeremy drops a fact of like in between takes he had to like breathe oxygen because that's how far along he was when he's announcing I think Disney World, right? Epcot, right?
Well, I guess it's
Yeah, and so then they get to his passing, and Rolly starts talking, and he starts getting choked up. Bob Gurr starts talking, and he gets kind of choked up. Now, these are men. This is, 50 years ago? Well, I don't know what the math is. These are men who worked with the guy, who knew him personally on a personal level. And they're getting very emotional about it, and they should, and that's fine. So I look over to Taryn, because I can sense that something was wrong. Something was off in the force. I could just sense her aura has shifted. And I look over, and she's wiping, like, tears away from her eyes.
Oh, totally.
And, and so I go, oh, my God, this is going to be amazing. So I go to Jeremy. I go, hey, get this. And you could see the tear track had already rolled down. It's like a glistening track. And then another tear drops down, and he's just letting him go. And I'm like, oh my, I literally, I'm just caught between two overly sensitive people, and I'm like, huh. So I got up and got more Chinese food.
Apparently, a lot of things had changed in the Force.
Yeah, we're overly sensitive. A man who created this wonderful place for us that we've made podcasts and radio stations around dies, and you don't care.
In
We're crying.
1966.
Hey, listen, it was a moving story. I actually don't think we're oversensitive. I think you have no heart.
I kind of agree.
Well, look, I mean, I was sad for everybody, but I go like, okay, that's emotional. I felt worse. I felt worse for Bob and Rolly than I did for Walt or losing a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Maybe that's why I was crying.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I know that's not why you were crying.
It was sympathy tears.
I bet you don't even know why you were crying. You were just crying.
Well, yeah, I cried at the email we read last week. I mean, like I cry at everything.
Well, I actually got nervous at one point because I could feel like myself like do the like and I'm like
You were gonna start sobbing.
I'm like the couch is gonna vibrate and he's gonna know that I'm crying. And the reason why the streak was there because I didn't want in the corner of your eye to see me wiping anything away. So I was like, I'll just play this out.
No,
I like
in
to
this
pretend to scratch myself and then.
Yeah.
Well, in this situation that Jason described, Jeremy and I were both silent. If you notice that, I didn't sniff until after I was discovered. But I was like sitting there, I was like, don't move. Because you can't wipe the tear, because then of course he's going to point it out.
Right. Yeah. So instead we were
You
just
go
like
for it.
mannequins.
You're just like,
Leaking mannequins.
leaking mannequins. That's a good band name.
The leaking mannequins.
That's a good punk band for
That
sure.
is not bad.
Here we are, the Leaky Pumpkins. I want to call it Pumpkins now.
Yeah, right.
A Halloween themed band. Sing about that. Anyway, I thought it was funny. But oddly enough, the second Imagineering episode, no tears.
It gets better.
But it's like the first one. They could have honestly stopped at the first one, and that was it. And then, but then Kim Irvine was all over both of them. She annoyed me
She's
so
all
much.
over all 6 of them so far.
Ugh.
Like
Jason was
everywhere.
like, so angry
Get
every
outta
time she was
here.
on screen.
I cannot stand her.
It was like a big Disney family. I was raised in the prop department and the modeling department, and everybody taught me all the things that I should know.
That's actually quite accurate.
That was well played.
Maybe this is all just a vehicle for Kim Irvine. You know,
To
like
launch something.
right? Like how
Yeah.
all movies that J-Lo's in are just vehicles to show her. You know,
You're
maybe
not
that's
wrong.
this is the Kim Irvine
To
vehicle.
show her.
Right,
I
That
love
is true, though.
It's
I never
totally
thought about
true.
that.
right. Like those aren't movies that those aren't stories that need to be told.
Yeah.
No, they're
I
not
think
good.
we'd all be just better off
Except
with a
for
picture of
Selena.
J-Lo.
I completely
I
disagree
agree.
with you. The
Selena.
Wedding Planner was not a story that needed to be told. Come on, man. Get out of here
Honestly,
with
I've never watched a movie where there was less chemistry than Matthew McConaughey
that. Oh, my God.
and
And Jennifer
whatever her
Lopez?
name is.
Yeah,
Yes.
J-Lo. Oh, also, what was it? Jiggly?
Jiggly.
Geely? Is that what it was?
I never saw that, but
One of
I.
the worst movies ever made.
I heard
Yeah.
it was really bad.
That's what I heard too. So I stayed away from it. I should just read the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
That's what we're watching tonight. There we go.
That Wikipedia page.
Jiggly. We're watching. It's a completely different movie.
Well, that is absolutely true. Anyway, Imagineering story. I don't know, man. What are you gonna do about it? All right. Yes, Taryn.
I have feedback.
You have feedback. Hey, Taryn, do you have any feedback?
I do.
I love feedback. Feedback and this whole show and the whole thing. Today, I wanted to thank our travel companions, our travel planners. I wish they were travel companions, to be honest with you.
They kind of are.
Concierge. You go to concierge.com. They help put the show on. They help tell us and you where to go in all of these parks that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be bringing up Disneyland Paris. If you've never been in Disneyland Paris, hit up the folks at Concierge, and they will literally plan your vacation for you. You don't have to do anything except tell them the stuff that you like to do. So if you're not into the Ratatouille ride, which I guess you should go because it's nowhere else in the park or in any other parks, right?
Ratatouille?
Yeah.
Well, it's in Paris.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, when
Cool,
I said Disneyland Paris, that's what I was talking about.
clued me in. Yeah, sorry.
I think it clued you out.
Well, it's coming to Epcot, so I got a little confused.
Oh, okay.
Really? I didn't
All
know
right.
that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think we talked
Someone
about
didn't
that.
listen to In Depth.
No.
I'm sorry.
In Depth.
Yeah. In depth. You're like that guy on the Imagineering show.
Aw.
Bro.
Rough.
Is that bad? Is that wrong?
It's just
It's
everybody
thing.
knows who you're talking about,
Yeah.
and so it's kind
What
of
was
like
his name?
I don't remember, but I know who you're talking
Oh.
about. The poor guy with the lisp. He looked like a nice guy, though.
Well, anyway, the folks at Concierge are ready to help you plan your vacations. Go to concierge.com and check them out. All right, Taryn, go ahead, please.
Okay. I just have one today.
Okay.
It's from Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Is it even worth going to Disneyland anymore?
No.
Just kidding. That's the feedback.
That was the entire feedback?
Yes. Kind of no.
Do you have a
But-
lot of money and
Yeah.
time to waste?
It's actually honestly like a hard question to answer because
Yeah.
we still go. We still have fun. We still love it. We still have this dumb show. But it's really getting harder and harder to go there because it's so expensive. Yeah. You have to save for an entire year just to go for a couple days. Like it's rough.
Yeah, the days of finding like cheap, decent hotels are
no.
gone.
No, that'll never happen again.
And the food's gone up. The
Yep.
drinks have gone up. Like it's like tickets are one thing. Tickets are something I can handle. I could talk myself into going still with ticket prices going up because you just sort of know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But with everything else going up too, and the drinks and the food and the hotel and everything, it's
And parking.
It's hard.
it's almost too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Well, I was there. All of those things are true. But then also, I went this week on a Tuesday night. I'm like, this is great. Tuesday night, in December. Like the kids are in school. No one's here.
For sure.
The place is so crowded. You can't move. What is happening?
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
why in my head I'm kind of like, oh, you know what? The prices are going up, but it's going to keep the crowds down.
That's true.
And
It's
I
not.
think that was originally their plan, but it's not.
They
Yeah.
haven't found the price point yet. Move it
Which
up
is
to
Keep
$100
going up.
$400 a day.
million.
$400
Oh, man.
per hour. Just keep going.
Yeah.
They found our price point. We
Yeah, they
canceled
did.
our passes.
I know.
Yeah, we're not
We're
getting any
done.
more for a little bit. What was the question? Is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It depends upon what's important
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
If you're talking about a monetary value, no. If you're talking about the experience and going because you love the place, yeah, it always is. But it's just hard. You gotta save or
Yeah,
sell a
you have
kid
to
something.
you have to figure out your core values, I guess,
Yeah.
right? It's like like for me driving 7 hours or 6 hours to Disneyland, that is hardly ever worth it. But and then all the benefits that you get from being in Disneyland, like going on the rides you love and all that kind of stuff. As more and more people go, those times get pushed out. Everything's more expensive. Food's more expensive. Drinks more expensive. Everything's just kind of more expensive. Gas is more expensive. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's our saturation point. It's like, okay, I think we're done here. I think we're done for a while, and we'll save up and maybe go a year and a half.
Yeah.
A year, I don't know. Which then I'm torn because we do this dumb show.
I know. So it's almost
So
like
we
we
should
kind
be
of
able
have
to
to
go,
Literally, you're
right?
the second one in your family to refer to this as the dumb show.
we should be going,
Yeah.
we just
It's
can't.
hard.
It's not that we can't afford it. It's that we want to do other stuff
Yeah.
like eat food.
Right. Like
Yeah.
pay our mortgage.
Right.
Put diapers on the child.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. Todd, sorry. I hope that helps.
I don't know. I
don't know.
I think like Bev said, it can be. It's also hard to. It's hard for us to go, yeah, it's worth it, because I don't really think I trust that. I don't know.
And it's subjective. It's up to you, like what matters to you.
I think at this point I would never try and convince somebody to go to Disneyland that like hasn't been.
See, and I think that's sad.
Yeah.
Because
I think so too.
I think we should be convincing people who haven't gone.
Agreed.
But, jerks like us, who we think we know everything. I mean, geniuses like me, who does know everything.
Right.
Who does know everything? It's who do.
Like me who do, or like me who does?
People who do. So it'll be
Yeah.
geniuses like
Jerks,
me.
well, yeah,
who
I
do.
switched
It's plural.
prepositions or
It's
whatever.
plural.
Anyway, I don't know much about languages, okay? I'm just trying to say. I'm not well-rounded.
Right.
He's a genius, though.
Right.
Well, I'm just more important things to be geniufied about.
Well, and also
We've been so much that it's just like we're okay with not going again for a little bit because we've seen everything.
Mm-hmm.
But someone who's never been, I think everybody should experience Disneyland.
Well, see, the hard part is that I think, for me, one of the things I would say, like, probably almost 40% of why I love Disneyland is the nostalgia part.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody doesn't have that, you have to convince them of why it's so great. On top of all of the cost and all of the lines and all of the people and everything. And I think that's a really hard thing to do at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you going to say, Jeremy?
Well, you just have to ask worth what. He's like, is it worth it? Are you questioning? Is it worth the cost? Is it worth the time? Is it worth? So what are those things that you're expending in order to get something back? And just maybe how often you go. Like what worth going 3 times a year? Worth going 1 time a year? But I think there is value. It's a wonderful place. It still is a wonderful place.
That's true. It is.
So yeah, I think it's definitely. If you haven't been, I would still urge myself. I would urge people to go.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, Taryn.
I really hope that he wrote that in as a joke, and we all took it very seriously.
Well, at first I read it, I was like, instantly I'm going, okay, this is a criticism at me. This is sarcastic to me because I hate everything. And that's all I got.
That's it? That's as far as you got?
That's where I ended, man. I don't know.
Clearly, you're not alone in your opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Jeremy, do me a favor. Would you mind, since we don't have a showrunner, would you go grab Heather or Terrence or somebody? Just goes and grab Heather, please, and let her know. Once again, we didn't plan very well to have a producer sitting in here.
Oh no, this is
waiting
fantastic.
for us.
This is great.
To tell them what to do.
It's great radio.
This is what people expect from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Well,
fine.
look, I'm gonna be honest. I've been drinking a lot of water, so I might have to take a couple bathroom breaks.
I was actually just thinking about that.
Yeah.
They're called bio breaks.
No, they're called bathroom breaks. They're called pee pee poo poo breaks.
Pee pee poo poo breaks.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take one maybe at some point.
Now probably
Like,
would
I'm
have
gonna
been
take one and then just get up and walk away. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. So back to Disney Plus. I think we might get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think
you
we
gotta
might
let me
get
know
rid of
'cause I'm
that.
signed in on your account.
Yeah, I will. I think we might dump it because it's Disney Plus and the Hulu, which is fine, and then ESPN Plus. But we don't watch anything on ESPN. So we don't watch any. There's nothing to watch on ESPN. There's like MMA, skeet shooting. There's nothing or like baseball. But
You know
who
what
watches
else is
baseball?
I would watch
You know what
some
else
skeet
is on ESPN Plus?
No.
Around October,
Yeah.
they have oh gosh, I forgot what the name of the games are, but it's like ESPN 8 the Ocho. So they have paper rock scissors. They
Stop
have,
it.
I swear to you, they have juggling. They have juggling, dodgeball. So you have people by a wall juggling as people are throwing dodgeballs at them, and you have to see how long you can last keeping your juggling balls in
This
the air.
is the
It's
stupidest.
amazing.
So wait a minute.
It's amazing.
I thought that ESPN 8, the Ocho, is that what you
The
called it?
Ocho.
Ocho? Whatever.
Oh,
Oh, right.
ESPN 8 the
8.
other.
Ocho.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Yes.
God, so stupid. I thought that was a joke.
It was a joke, but
Okay.
they made it now. Like they have it. They have the
Because it was in Dodgeball, the movie.
yes. No, I know. They have that. They have like they have all these different games on it. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
I thought there were supposed to be commercials on Disney Plus. I have yet to see a commercial.
I don't think that there are.
Commercials on there's no commercials on Disney Plus. There's commercials on YouTube, or no,
On Hulu.
Yeah. So anyway, we might dump it and go non-commercial Hulu because those commercials are bad.
They're so bad.
So in this weird sports thing, hi Heather, how are you? Here, get right on. Yeah, you got to get right on that guy. We're talking dumb sports right now on ESPN Plus. Have you heard of X-Arm?
No.
I just heard about this the other day. It's dude, it's mixed martial arts with arm wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
What?
So these people are
How
like,
does that work though?
so you get in like the arm wrestling position, and then you instantly start like trying to arm bar people and like flip your legs over, and like you're like punching each other while you're trying to maintain your grip on the arm thing.
Let's go, Terrence.
So that's why Heather's here, and we're gonna start the Ears Up podcast X arm competition. Yeah, I don't know. That's it seems like an insane. I'm sort of watching a clip right now. It's insane. It's insanity. These people are insane. I'm just gonna sit here and punch you in the face while there's a table in front of me.
Kick you while you're. That's amazing. I
Yeah,
love that story.
it's sort of like, I guess, training to get into bar fights. I don't know.
Yeah?
That's weird.
Look, we'll settle this over a good old-fashioned arm wrestling contest, and then I don't know, whatever. Heather, how are you?
I'm great.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm great. It's so fun to be here. And
Yeah, I'm
meet
excited.
everybody.
I'm excited that
Yeah,
you're here.
yeah.
And it's cool that you live in Northern California, so you're
Yeah.
you're not that far away, and you came out. And so what I want to do, and for people who don't know, for some reason, Heather is our food correspondent, and she does all these lovely blogs on earsup-podcast.com.
That's right.
How's the food blog going? Pretty good?
It's going well.
Still like it?
I do.
Okay,
I do
all
still
right.
like it. I like doing research, so it's fun to research before a trip, think about what I want to try, have a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I'm glad because that we would never do that.
Right.
We just would never ever
Yeah.
do that.
There's this
Yeah.
thing. Have you tried this yet? There's a thing at Disneyland where you get like a funnel cake and you put chicken on there, and then
I read about that somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, on some website. I can't remember. It wasn't Earzup. It was
oh man.
Mop or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I did learn about the mobile dining from your blog post, and it changed my life.
I
Absolutely
agree.
changed it.
I completely agree. That's one of my top food stories. Even
Yeah.
though they started in 2018, it's a game changer.
It really
For
is.
sure.
Especially because, well, if I bought beer anymore, because I'm refusing now, because it's $11, I'm not going to do it. But you can pre-order beer.
Yeah.
That's weird to me, and I love it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes no sense. It's absolutely amazing.
It's like a fast pass
Yeah.
for
it's-
food and drink.
yeah. I love that very much.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk. I want to talk just a little bit about just some of the foods that you tried in the parks this last year. And you went to Paris, so you can throw that in too for anybody who
Sure.
goes to Paris.
Yeah.
Jeremy goes to Paris all the time. He's a jet setter.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to challenge Heather's assertions.
Yeah, there you go. Jeremy's
Yeah,
gonna
that's right.
challenge Heather right now.
That sounds like Jeremy.
Start arm wrestling now.
So what did you have that our listeners need to absolutely track down?
Okay, well, I brought some actually for you guys. It's
Oh.
the churro toffee.
Oh.
Try a little bit of that.
Thank you for bringing this
Wow.
only for me.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
So,
God.
and I think it's really
Here,
good.
Jeremy, have some.
I just think it's probably the most popular new treat this year at Disneyland, and everybody that I've talked to who's tried it really, really likes it.
Where do you get it from?
The candy stores. So
Okay.
Oh my God.
all of them. The one in downtown, Main Street, Pooh's Corner. Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
No, it's amazing.
Yeah. And this is a month
Wow.
old, so when I originally tried it, I brought it home, and I thought, oh, I'll try it as soon as I get home, and I stuck it in the fridge. I hid it from my kids.
Yeah.
I wrote "Moms" on it, and then I forgot, and I tried it a month later, and it was fine. And when I went there, actually, in November, I asked them, what's a good food, what can keep for a month, because I wanted to bring something back for you guys, and they suggested the churro toffee. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I also brought something new, which I think is pretty good, but not as great, was the abuelita fudge.
Oh, well, we'll definitely. Here,
Ooh.
let me focus
Okay,
on this
stay on
for a
this, yeah.
second. Is that like a frosting? It's like toffee with frosting and then
With white
rolled in
chocolate,
cinnamon
with
sugar.
white
chocolate.
chocolate.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's rich.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Is it me or is it like?
Well,
'cause
toffee
I
is
don't eat a
usually
lot of.
really rich.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a very traditional toffee, but then it's got that cinnamon. Like it's actually pretty subtle.
Yeah. The other thing that I wrote about in my article, it's kind of ugly, right? If you look at it,
It
it
is.
looks like you dropped it in a sandbox or something,
Yeah.
right?
100%. Like,
So
oh,
I-
can I have a clean
right.
piece? What's going on here?
So that's why I want to encourage people to try it, because you look at the display in the candy shop and you see all these beautiful, cake pops, which don't taste all that great. But yeah, it's worth trying this for sure.
Yeah, cake pops are just definitely focus on the decoration.
That is really good. That's a
Thank
good
you for bringing that.
balance.
Sure.
There's a really good balance to it. That's really good.
Is that year round or is it just for the
Yeah,
holidays?
I believe it is. No, it's been there since I last went 6 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think it's so popular it's now a thing. Yeah.
All right. I can see why.
Yeah.
All right. Fudge.
Mm-hmm.
What's this fudge
So
about?
I can only carry 3, but so do you know the abuelita hot chocolate? I don't know if you guys are. So it comes like in a disc.
Yeah.
So it's basically that, but turned into fudge. So it's Mexican hot chocolate. It's sort of cinnamony.
I'm gonna steal one of
A
these.
little
Yeah.
spicy.
A little spicy, and the box has a grandma on it.
Okay.
So abuelita. But it's pretty fun to try. It tastes just like it, except for when I make the hot chocolate at home. There's sort of like a grainy bit at the bottom, which I kind of like. So I almost miss that with the fudge. Yeah.
Interesting.
That is good. Yeah, it does taste like that, and that chocolate's very creamy.
Yeah.
It's not really. Is it rich? I don't know. Would you describe it as rich?
Not super rich. I mean, it's sweet. It's thick, maybe.
It's thick.
It'll make you thirsty, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like consistency.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I thought that was
It
fun.
does taste actually just like the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Right, doesn't it? So they just did a better job of incorporating the grains of sugar. So
Yeah.
Those candy masters.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. That would be my dream job,
To be
to decorate candy.
okay, at
In the
Disneyland.
window. Oh yes,
You'd have to move,
I would do that.
or it'd be a hell of a commute.
Yeah, I'd do either one.
You should do it.
Yeah,
Just why not?
there's still time.
Yeah, that's right. That is my like retirement fantasy is if Taryn, when Taryn gets a better job than I do, than I have. I have a terrible job. You have a great job,
I can
but when
attest
you
to his
get
terrible job.
better job, when
An
you
even
move,
better job?
sure.
Okay.
Then I can retire and I'll just work at Disneyland.
Mhm.
I'll do stuff like that, like
Yeah.
be the old man driving the trucks and stuff like that. The cars up and down the thing. That's what I want to do with the train.
Yeah.
I like trains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
So they
What else should we
also,
look
I
out for?
didn't bring this, but I tried. They have. I don't know if you guys have tried the marshmallow wands at Disneyland. It's basically they take a couple marshmallows, they put it on a stick, they dip it in caramel, and then they dip it in chocolate.
Oh my
and
goodness.
it's
Wow.
pretty good.
Okay.
There are different versions. There's a tiger tail where I think they dip it in white chocolate, and then it looks like a tiger tail.
Okay.
But so then now they have a churro one, which was
Of course they do.
really good. So
Yeah.
it's the marshmallow dipped in caramel, dipped in white chocolate, dipped in the cinnamon sugar. That was really good. So I would
Wow.
recommend trying that. I don't think that's seasonal, but
Mhm.
if you're there now, or if you're going to be there during the holiday season, just in case it's seasonal,
It's worth.
I
is
would try it.
Is it big? Like a
No,
big
it's
marshmallow?
Like, no, it's like a standard size marshmallow, and there's
Okay.
just 2 of them, I think,
Oh, okay.
stacked on a little stick.
Oh, that's not. I was imagining sort of like a caramel apple thing, like
Yeah.
this
Right.
massive marshmallows. Like
Yeah.
that would be too much for me. But
Yeah.
that sounds manageable
Mm-hmm.
in the sweets department.
Yes, and they've got a peppermint one too,
Okay.
where it's marshmallow, caramel, chocolate, and then crushed peppermint. I think that's kind of fun. So somebody turned me on to the marshmallow ones. I never would have bought that. I just thought
Same.
that's just sugar on sugar on sugar, and
Yeah.
but it was a game changer for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm the same. I would literally never have done. I mean, I
Yeah.
would never have done any of these things. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that you're here to do it,
That
and so
toffee
now
is
I can
so
know
good.
the toffee's pretty good, man. I'm pretty excited about it, and that's all at the candy.
Yeah,
whatever
the
it's
Candy
called?
Palace.
Yeah.
On each main street, and then in downtown Disney they have it too. Pooh's Corner.
Okay.
What's
Oh
your
yeah.
What's your go-to? Like when you go to the parks, where do you have lunch?
Until now it's been Lucky Fortune Cookery,
Oh,
but
okay.
they've completely changed their menu.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That was
As
one
of-
of our go-tos also.
Yeah, as of when?
Well, I was there a month ago, and it's completely changed. So they do have one rice bowl,
Mm-hmm.
but now they have
That's it?
ramen. They have a vegan banh mi.
Okay.
And my friend got a Korean beef a roll up or something like that.
okay.
So it's all different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Improved.
No, I don't think so. I really liked it.
Yeah. I liked it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever we would eat over there, it's like I'm gonna go to the Lucky Fortune
Yeah.
Cookery or whatever, it is,
Yeah.
and you guys go wait 20 minutes for Mexican food.
Right. Exactly.
That's not very good, to be
Bread
honest.
bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Uh,
bread bowl. Right.
Yeah. That's a favorite for sure in my family, the bread bowl. My new go-to is Tropical Hideaway.
Oh.
Okay, the
I
new
l-
thing
okay.
by the Enchanted
Yes,
Tiki Room.
I like the bao. I even eat them for
Oh.
breakfast sometimes when I'm there.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's nice to have like a warm bun. You can walk around eating it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's worth a try.
Okay, we still have yet to go. We went, I think, twice since that place opened,
Yeah.
and we didn't get anything.
Yeah, no, we've just looked at the menu.
Mhm.
A little off topic, but has anybody seen the short on Disney Plus called Bao?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so
So
cute.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
That's about. It's BAO, by the way, in case anybody's wondering what the hell are you talking about.
Right.
It's just a coming of age story.
It's really good. What movie? I forgot
Is
what
it
movie.
about is it about food?
It's about a dumpling.
It's about a dumpling that
Yeah.
that this woman makes, and then she kind of takes care of it. It comes alive, sort of.
It's her kid.
Yeah, it's her kid, and
She's grieving her son growing up,
Yes.
and so
yeah,
Yes.
the Bao becomes her new
her
baby.
her new son.
Yeah.
It's, I know it does. We're not doing it justice.
So
Yeah.
It's really cute.
So this lady has dementia, and she.
She eats her kid.
Yeah, okay, great. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like you watching witchcraft stories.
With Alice. No, it's cute. It's really good. Actually, I have very much enjoyed all of the shorts that I've watched on there. Float, that one actually made me cry.
I haven't seen that one.
Is
That
that
one was
a prequel
it's really
to It?
good. It's actually no, it's actually about, from what I understand, it's about like kids with autism and how they're like looked at as different, but in the thing, instead of having a kid with autism, this guy has a kid who floats. So he puts him down to play with him, and he floats, and all the other kids are like, "Oh, what is he doing?" And like that's kind of and it's again it ends very happy, and I really like all of the shorts. They're really good.
That's weird to me too, but I don't know. I guess it's
You
different.
have to watch it.
It's lost in translation somehow.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't really do stories like that justice.
What?
I guess I don't either.
I don't know.
Yeah. Why did you just deflate?
She's right.
So
She sprung a leak.
Yeah, get a patch kit. We need a patch tearing up right now.
Baymax over there.
She's also turning the color of her sweater now.
Shut up. Oh my God. People have been telling me that my whole life. Whenever like I get red, somebody will mention it, and
You're
then it makes you more red.
You're
and
turning the color of the sweater you're
it's-
gonna wear.
I've actually heard that before. It's very annoying.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Thanks.
All right, though, let's get back to you.
Okay.
What other
back to
foods
me.
should we try?
Oh, let's see.
What are must-haves here?
Must-haves.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's go back to my go-tos.
Okay.
So, and I haven't written about these yet.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But I don't think there's nothing like
Getting a little preview.
super new.
Okay.
So,
That's also fine too. It's also
Yeah.
good to get recommendations from other people as
Yes.
well. If you've never
I
done
agree.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a weird one. I really like in Cars Land at the Cozy Cone the pickle popcorn.
I like.
Nice.
Yes, I
Yeah.
like it too. It's my
Yeah.
favorite.
It's really
Mhm.
good.
And
Delicious.
and I was upset when they first brought all those flavors because they would alternate them,
Yes.
and that made me mad. But now you can just
Right.
go get them all
Yes.
at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
So that's an always. In fact, one time I tried to leave the park with 3 containers to bring back to my hotel room. Had like heat stroke, got lost.
Oh, no.
That's
Did you
awesome.
make it back with the
I
popcorn?
did make
though?
it back. I
Okay.
did.
Nice.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Put it in a Ziploc. Brought it home.
Nice.
Pretty good. Yep.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like a Ghirardelli sundae, which is also funny because we live here.
Yeah.
And
That's
we
true.
could go, and I do if I'm in the city, but
Yeah. It's so
I really
far
like
away.
that. Yeah.
I've never had that. I've never actually
Yeah,
been
me
in
either.
that Ghirardelli
Okay.
like shop. or
So
whatever.
yeah,
It's a
I
thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
'Cause
go,
I'm not like
I
a-
go every year at Christmas time. We're going to go this year on the 23rd, and like
Mm.
getting a seat is painful.
Wait. In the
Yeah.
park?
I mean San
No,
Francisco.
in Ghirardelli.
Yeah.
Oh,
At
okay. In
the
San
real
Francisco.
Ghirardelli.
Okay.
Mm.
I've been there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've just never
okay.
been at the
Neither
park
have I.
one.
Not
Yeah.
at the park.
Yeah.
So I like a hot fudge sundae there.
Okay. Oh, they have hot fudge sundae.
They do.
Where is it? Is it
So
at the end
I
of
think
the?
it's by the bread bowl place, right?
Mm-hmm. It's just around the corner. So if you were gonna walk from there to Cars Land, that's shortcut through the hippie dome. It's just right there,
Oh.
and near the Boudin. Is it Boudin bread?
Boudin.
Boudin,
bread.
yeah.
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 Boudin?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Badeen, badoo, na 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 na.
Let's see if I have another go-to. The Bao. So I already mentioned that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a new
Okay.
go-to. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't bring any bao.
I would have
I don't
if
know
they
if
would
they
have
keep for a
lasted.
month.
I know. Maybe
Yeah, I
the
don't think
vegetable
so.
one.
Yeah, I don't
know.
think so either. I don't think so either. What about
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris? You were recently there.
I was recently there.
How was that?
It
As
was
a Disneyland person
Yeah,
to go
I mean
to
it
another
was
park.
so exciting. I went way out of my way to get
Okay.
there.
Sure.
We-
That's what I hear you have to do. You have no choice.
Yeah,
You're just
and we
way
weren't
out
even
there.
planning on going to France. We were going to England, and I just thought, like, I looked at the channel and the train, and
Oh, so you were in England. You weren't even in.
We were
Okay,
in
got it.
England.
All
Yeah.
right. Wow, you
Yeah,
really
so
did
I
go
spent
out of your way.
2 days in Disneyland Paris,
Yeah.
1 day in Paris.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Those are my priorities.
Yeah. And how was it?
It was really fun. It felt super low tech. So it was like going to Disneyland 10 years ago. Like there's no mobile ordering, no Max Pass. The tickets were paper. They didn't take my picture.
Oh, that's nice.
There's not a lot of,
Jeez.
yeah, I know, right? So
That's insane.
there's not a lot of information about the park. So like restaurants would just be closed or areas would be closed off and there's no like notification of that. So it felt like old Disneyland.
All right. But the French attitude of like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a break.
Yeah,
I'm gonna close
pretty
this
much
window right now.
And it was really hands off. So, I've had the experience of trying to watch a show at Disneyland, and my kids will try and stand on a trash can or something like that, and somebody always comes over and scolds us, really, nicely, but scolds us. And their kids were climbing all over stuff, and at the fireworks show, kids were standing on railings and trash cans.
Oh,
and
geez.
it's a different sort of feel. Like I got the sense that they trusted us
Yeah.
to take care of ourselves, and
Very European.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What about the food?
The food, yeah, that's
How was
right.
the
That's why I'm
food?
here. Food. The food was good. So my big food takeaway was Remy. What is it called? Remy's Bistro Chez Remy.
Okay.
And so, do you guys know anything about it? I don't know.
I know literally nothing
Nothing.
about it.
Okay, so basically, you shrink down to rat size, and the restaurant.
Wait, like really?
Yeah, really. I know they're super high tech in that way, right?
Are you serious,
I
Clark?
know.
Okay.
And they made a big deal, like when you're walking in, they have these 12-inch tiles, and then the person who was seating us said, "Now you're about to shrink down," and then they have small tiles, and then the tiles grow big, and then on the walls they have heating grates that look like they're really large, and then you go
cute.
in and there's Christmas lights all over the ceiling, like that's the lighting. I mean, the theming is so amazing.
Wow.
Oh,
Jeremy's
cool.
shaking his head. Are you
You agree?
cold or you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Did you eat and you ate there, or
Should I go?
Yeah.
Sure.
come on in.
So we went. I didn't actually eat there, but
Mhm.
you can look in, and
Yes.
I loved the piece about the Christmas lights being
Yes.
like these oversized Christmas
Yes.
lights, because that's how Remy would
Right.
decorate.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they use like salt boxes as dividers and biscuit tins as tabletops and
Nice.
Oh, that's
like the
cool.
champagne tops were the bistro chairs. It was just
that's cool.
really amazing. And I
That's
actually
awesome.
almost didn't make it in. You have to make a reservation. I made a reservation. I spent like 30 minutes on the phone with the guy. Because that's it. You can't do online reservations for
Oh, really?
restaurants
man.
there.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they said I would hear back, not long before my reservation, and I didn't hear anything. So I popped in as soon as I got to the park, and they said, "We don't have a reservation for you."
Oh,
So
woof.
there's no reservation number. There's no. I mean, literally, my heart sank. And I also think I looked so determined. I was not leaving
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
going. so eventually, they did find us a table for a 3:00 dinner, but that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, forget
Yeah,
about it.
but so worth it, and it's pricey, but all the food is pricey, so I think it's a fair enough deal. And the food there is pretty good. You're not going for the food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
what I think. That's
Is
my
that?
experience.
Do you think that's sort of standard across the park, where the food's just sort of okay when it compared to because I feel like Disneyland has put so much time and effort into increasing their quality of their food, and we've talked about it on the show a couple times since we last went. Everything seemed to be just a little better quality. Is Disneyland Paris sort of behind in that regard?
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
think?
there's lots of, I don't know, Jeremy, there's lots of burgers and fries and fish and chips.
Yes.
So I feel like maybe we have a little more variety at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think my impression is that the quality of the actual items you're getting, I feel like is better, but there's less offer. So there's not as many places on Main Street to get something.
Right.
But when you do get something, like they have gorgeous tarts with berries glazed on them, and so and you don't see that kind of sweet in
Right.
in Disneyland here or in the Magic Kingdom, but there it all felt a little bit more elevated on that.
Yes.
So because it's France, like
Right.
you have to expect that, like you get a croque monsieur and all that.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
loved that.
Right.
But yeah,
Say
there's
that
also
again.
one restaurant.
You said it
Croque
really
Monsieur.
nicely.
There's one place on Main Street to get food. Well, there's Waltz, And the line many times is down Main Street because there's just not a ton of options. And like you said, they close a lot of things. So
Yeah.
You done? You done?
No, I keep going.
The other thing was everything was a little fancier. So their Golden Horseshoe, I think it's called Silver Spur. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like our Golden Horseshoe. But you have like real glasses for your drink and real silverware and really thick napkins.
Really?
And like the burger came with fancy sauce and,
Don't let us in there. We're gonna bring a big bag and just arm wipe the whole entire.
Seriously.
No, we don't need any busing here. The other guy, Pierre got us. That's fine. So, are you going back? Is it a place you would go back to?
If I found myself in France, I would go back. I don't know that I would. If I found myself in England, I don't know that I'd go back. It also depends on what rides they open. So if they, like right now, I'm excited to go to Disney World at some point because they have a lot of rides since I was there 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
All right,
Well,
cool.
that sounds good. Well, we have some new foods to look forward to. Anything else? Anything else you want to round out?
Yeah, I mean, so one thing is just like in terms of food news is there's a lot of plant-based foods
That's
at
right.
the parks, and I know you
yeah.
talked about an article about that, and that's been my experience too. So like I tried Brussels sprout tacos when I was there. There was a vegan
That
Ronto
sounds
roast.
weird, dude. Brussels
Good.
sprouts taco sounds weird.
It was
man.
so Brussels sprouts.
it
That's
good?
a very.
I
I
love
liked it.
sprouts.
Okay, so here's the.
Yeah.
Here's a confession.
Okay.
I'm not really a good person to be a food correspondent because I don't eat meat. I don't eat cheese.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
that like.
All right,
so
well, you're fired.
I'm already.
I
I
mean-
know. Right. Me too.
That's why we brought you here,
Churro
actually.
toffee. I'm out of here. So I like vegetables. So I don't know if you've noticed a lot of my articles. I'm eating vegetable stuff.
I didn't.
I never noticed that.
I mean, I guess I picked up on it, but I didn't make a connection that there was a
Yeah.
reason why. Which also I like that.
Yeah.
Because what do we care about how the burger tastes at a thing? Everyone's going to get a burger or
Right.
whatever, but these are foods that maybe you might not
Yeah.
get a chance to try or might not want to try.
Yeah.
And so I think that's even more important.
Yeah. I mean, the Brussels sprouts, they were roasted, so they were sort of charred. There was like an apple slaw and pomegranates on it and like a green sort of spicy sauce. So
Man, it sounds good.
I thought it was good. It felt healthy too. I felt like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel super weighed down.
Well, I like that, and I like that actually because I hadn't put that together either. But I do like that about what you're doing then, because it's also giving people, I think, inherently just healthier options and showing people that like there's more to Disneyland than a hot dog.
Right. I think that's what people
Whoa.
expect.
Although that hot dog with the mac
Whoa.
and cheese on it is
Bro.
pretty damn good.
Yeah, I know.
What's Terrence kvetching about?
I don't know if there's anything better than a hot dog there. The award wieners? Oh, that's my go-to. Love that place. Oh.
I don't think I've ever.
There's never been anything I
Okay,
can
well here's
No,
here's the
there's
thing.
a
The portobello one,
portobello
right?
mushroom
Okay,
dog, and that's
okay.
actually really good
All right,
too.
I'll have to
Really
give that
is.
a try.
I haven't had a hot dog at Disneyland since I was 10 because I got food poisoning, and we had to actually leave the park about an hour after we got there, and they actually refunded our money. I was
my
there's a
goodness.
picture of me in our hotel room in jammies looking pale because I just threw up everywhere.
You've waited 25 years to have a hot
Thank
dog
you.
there? 27? 26?
26.
Okay, wow.
26 and 3/4.
I'm 36 and a half. No, you should try it again because there's a lot of good stuff there. The corn dog castle, like oh my gosh, yeah. I'm sorry, I love the hot dogs there. I really do, really do.
There's just so much other stuff there that I would rather have than a hot dog. I'm not a big hot dog person.
You can have other stuff and a hot dog.
How are we friends?
Right?
So is there anything you guys think I should try? That would be my question for you.
Oh,
Portobello dog,
Okay.
number
yep.
one.
I'll put that on the list.
Well, with the no meat caveat, now I don't know.
it's hard.
I had the.
I do eat chicken and turkey.
I had the You probably had it, but the shepherd's pie from Flo's. It's
I've never
vegan.
had it. No,
It's
I
pretty
haven't.
good.
Okay. That's a good
Vegan
suggestion.
shepherd's pie.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Have you had the vegetarian gumbo?
No,
Oh,
I have not.
it's in a bread bowl too.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
Wow. Let me try to get
And
one.
is that like Harbor?
Yeah, it's over. It's
It's right by Pirates.
Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically anything chicken from Rancho Del Zocalo.
Anything
I love
chicken?
that place. Yeah.
She doesn't eat chicken.
She
No,
said
I
she-
do. I do
Yeah,
eat chicken and
chicken and
turkey. I
turkey.
do.
Oh,
yes,
oh, oh.
just not.
Sorry,
Caesar
I missed
salad
that.
is
I was like, what are
bomb.
you doing?
Back off.
I was actually
Yeah.
about to say the
So
bacon
good.
wrapped asparagus, but bacon wrapped.
Yeah, that's right. Go into Toontown.
Just take off the good stuff.
Yeah, get the mac and cheese
Right.
hot dog with bacon on top. You're gonna love it. Right up your alley. It'll be great.
Oh boy.
Jeremy, anything?
I have a question. When you were there, did you happen to get a chance to go over to the Walt Disney Studios and see that they were doing the Rendezvous Gourmand, which is their food and wine
I
festival?
did. So I didn't actually stop at any of the carts, but I did see that they were doing it. They were super cute.
Yeah.
The carts. Ours are really ugly, like buildings in California. But yeah,
Yeah. It's that's another element where I think when you get the individual bites there, they are on a different level. Like just as
Right.
their structures are more beautiful than the ones we have, the food is tastier than and actually the food in California Adventures Wine Festival, Food and Wine is really good.
Yeah,
but
I
this was
agree.
on a whole other level.
Okay.
So, yeah.
good to know. Next time.
On a whole other level.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, Heather, we'll let you go. We'll let you go
Okay.
back and get a beer or something.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for joining us.
yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. I
Yep.
appreciate it very much. I might have to take a restroom break.
Yeah, I'd
I'm gonna
actually
be
say the
honest
same
with you.
thing.
All right, let's do that. Let's take a quick break. I'll put on some more awesome Christmas music, and we'll come right back. Give us like 5 minutes.
Christmas. It's that time of year. Well, well. Santa Claus and Rudolph will be here. Yeah, yeah. Bringing all those toys and goodies for you. Oh, oh, oh. A Merry Christmas. Well, a Merry Christmas. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, and the new year will come around and will bring joy to people who sing. Love will reminisce on how it used to be. Oh, gonna remind us, say a Merry Christmas. Yeah. Well, 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 I wanna say to you, I wanna say a Merry Christmas. Oh, it's gonna be a soul Christmas. Said I got the funk. Make it funky, 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 funky night. A Merry Christmas. Oh, and the new year will come around and will bring joy to people who sing. Well, well, Santa be bringing all those toys and goodies for you. Oh, well, be a funky, gonna be a funky Christmas. Well, oh, oh, yeah, a Merry Christmas. Lovers will reminisce on how it used to be. And the new year will come around. You're gonna try to do what you wanna do. Oh, I'm gonna say a Merry Christmas. Well, a Merry Christmas. La 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 la. Da 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 da. La 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 la. Da 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 da. La 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 la. Da 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 da. Well, a Merry Christmas to you. It's gonna be a pretty nice Christmas. Merry Christmas. Well, come on and party. A party, a party, a party, a party, party, party. A Merry Christmas. Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. A Merry Christmas. Lovers will reminisce on how it used to be.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for indulging us in our fast break. We needed to.
Pee pee poo poo break.
That's right. I was gonna say.
Was there a poo-poo break?
I was gonna say bio break, but.
That's
course
what
you
I
are.
heard from somebody that's what they're called.
Yeah, well, you never know. No, we had to, do all sorts of stuff and say goodbye to Heather. She's leaving. She's not gonna stick around. But she made us cookies.
Yeah.
So nice.
I thought she brought all of those back. I did not know those were homemade.
And they're
Yeah.
beautiful.
They were beautiful, like her nails. I was like, wow.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
nails were good too.
I don't know how to do
And
that.
she's not
I didn't eat her nails
I
though.
did not.
I tried to take a bite.
Yeah, how did her nails taste?
Slowly and putting
No.
her fingers in her mouth.
Heather, she's like, "What?
got
It
weird.
was weird meeting you."
Oh dear.
Well,
Ay, ay, ay.
that's what happens here, everybody. All right. You know what time it is? Do you guys know what time it is? Do you want to know what time
Tool
it is?
time?
It's time to get ill.
It's not. It's not Tool
I
time.
love
First
Beastie
of all,
Boys so much.
it is.
Join us as we unravel the magic behind some of Disney's most beloved pieces of music. It's Spectro time. This magic night, a million stars will play beside.
We're all out of sync.
I started a bit
I'm going the wrong way.
Someone needs to conduct.
And a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Welcome, Jeremy, to Earzup Podcast Studios again.
It's just, I can't say it enough. I love being in here.
Well, you know what? You can move in.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
There's
kidding.
room.
No,
I
you have
know.
underneath the desk. You can lay down there.
Pull a Costanza. There you go.
Are you Are you ready to get rid of me from this house yet, though? For real?
Yeah. a little
No.
bit.
Yeah. You're sick of it.
I'm not.
I'm sick of you going to bed when we went to bed and then waking up after we did. I'm sick of that.
That was great. Yeah, I had that. That morning feeling when you're like, "Are they up? Am I up? Should I
Oh,
be
I
up?
hate
Should
that. I
they be
was
up? Should I
thinking that.
shower? Should they shower? What's happening?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
Just don't care. That's how I kind of go through life, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just stop caring about things.
Yeah.
What are you going to talk about today, bud? What's the Spectro time, whatever your segment's called?
Well, in the spirit of the holiday season,
Thing. I don't know, man.
I know the music of Disney's Christmas parades.
Oh,
you
I
know?
love that.
I am excited for this one.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many.
I love that.
I love it.
Jason's not excited because he hates parades, but I'm excited.
I know. I read that title and he gave me a blank stare, just like, why?
He's like, really? Can
Yeah.
I go take another break or?
Catch me in about 25 minutes.
Well, during Disneyland's first 6 Christmas holiday seasons, there had been some parades as special events, but it wasn't until the 1961 holiday season that the Christmas parades became cemented as the annual tradition that we know today.
Oh, wow.
During the 1961 season, Walt Disney's Babes in Toyland premiered in movie theaters.
See, now you're talking.
Right.
That's a movie I would watch.
Have you seen it?
No.
Me neither.
I have. I own it.
Oh.
Not the original though. The remake with Drew Barrymore.
I mean, it was a
Barry
good
Barrymore in Toysland.
Barrymore. It's hard to say.
Is it? Barrymore
And
is
it's my
hard to
two
say.
last names.
I know.
I'm congested.
I was gonna say that's literally
No.
your last name. How is it hard for you to say?
No, because I'm Barrymore. Because I'm congested.
Barrymore.
Barrymore.
All right.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. Please continue.
Well, it's interesting because thanks. It's interesting because we get so we get fatutzed now because if they do a movie and then that affects the park. You're putting your IP in the parks,
Yeah.
right?
I do that. I'm
The
a
little
fatoots.
fatuts.
I get fatoots.
You don't
for
wanna
sure.
get
I've never
Fatuts.
heard that. I love it.
You
I'm
get a
trying to
bee.
say it.
You get a bee in your bonnet. To coincide with this theatrical release, the first official Disneyland Christmas parade also appeared. The Parade of Toys, featuring floats based on the toys from the movie, including those now legendary toy soldiers, which continue to be featured to this day and were designed, it doesn't matter, by a guy named Bill Justice. I don't know why I have that in there. I didn't edit it, that's why.
Well, he was on the Imagineering story. We made fun of his name.
We did?
Yeah.
Bill what?
Last night.
Justice. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jason
Was I
did.
awake for that?
Probably
I don't know.
not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when you woke up and said, "Yeah, hey."
The parade also featured many elements not themed to Christmas. So back then, they weren't just going to make a big Christmas parade like we know today. It was still very much, it included a lot of other Disney characters. Each year, the parade evolved a bit more. In 1965, the parade became known as Fantasy on Parade and ran under that title until 1976. The gala premiere of Fantasy on Parade took place Saturday, December 18th, 1965, December 18th, with twice daily performances continuing through January 2nd. That's right. 2 weeks long is Christmas at Disney, and it doesn't
Okay.
start
Okay.
until
Wow.
the 18th.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Sounds a lot different than what we have now, right?
Doesn't it start in
Wow.
August now? Like it feels like it's so early in the year.
Oh, well, Halloween starts
literally-
in August. I think Christmas starts like November 1st, I think is when it starts.
the day after Thanksgiving.
Well, and
Actually
if you count the
Oh.
Haunted Mansion layover, then it does start in August.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Nothing like hot cocoa and Christmas sweaters to celebrate Veterans Day.
Also, that is the largest font I have ever seen in my life on a piece of paper.
Well, he
you want my
has
glasses?
to read. That was
I just
Jared.
noticed it. I'm sorry.
Good
He knows I love
gravy.
him. I'm just saying that was huge.
It's an old public speaker's trick that you make the you make
Okay,
it
I'm
really
sorry.
large. I don't know.
You're talking to the Toastmaster General.
Oh, sorry.
So,
It is rather large. In 1970. Oh wait. Let's listen to some.
someone's computer's making noise.
Not mine.
Oh, no, the window's open and we can hear people in there.
Oh, okay.
I was like, huh.
It,
No, who cares?
it did
Should we
sound
just
like
yell-
that Christmas song.
Yeah. Should we just yell "Shut up"?
We're trying to podcast in here. It's so hot, we gotta have it open.
Yeah. We'll take a listen to some of Fantasy on Parade. Number 1.
Oh, God, you gotta warn me for that.
I tried to read that last sentence slowly.
Fantasy on Parade is about to start at Disneyland Storybook Castle.
At Disneyland.
I hate his voice.
From Walt Disney's animated cartoon, Dumbo, are these pink circus elephants on parade.
This is a Christmas parade.
The March of the Toy Soldier.
Here we go.
There they are, the most famous of all reindeer. Dancer and Prancer, Donner and Blitzen, Comet, Cupid, and Vixen.
Who goes out of order, by the way?
The release of thousands of toy balloons from the toy train signals the final curtain to Fantasy on Parade.
It sounds like a newsreel.
I like how
Yeah.
he's
I don't like that.
narrating what's happening in the
Yeah.
parade. Is it for like blind people? Like, if you can't see, this is what's happening right now.
Right. Yeah. That is from a broadcast of it, so they did
Yeah.
have
Okay,
someone.
well, there you
Yeah, he's not exactly Regis Philbin.
Fantasy on Parade. It sounds like the fake newsreel that they do in the line for Indiana Jones.
It's like
Totally.
the
Safety spiel.
guy
yeah,
from
yeah.
the B-52s.
Everybody, watch the balloon release.
I got it now.
This signals the end of the show. The end of the show.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
In 1977, Disneyland premiered The Very Merry Christmas Parade. This version ran for 2 years until 1979. Although it was billed as a new parade, it reused many popular elements from Parade of Toys and Fantasy on Parade. 1980 saw the return of Fantasy on Parade, running again until 1986. The Very Merry Christmas Parade returned again in 87 before it retired finally in 1994 to make way for a Christmas Fantasy Parade. The Disneyland Very Merry Christmas Parade was somewhat different from the parades we're used to today. These parades weren't only Christmas and holiday focused. So the beginning of the parade began with a live horn section, playing an opening fanfare. The front half of the parade featured characters and music taken straight out of Disney's film collection. Not surprisingly, in 1990, the Little Mermaid float led the parade to the tune of Under the Sea. So again, this Christmas parade really not very Christmassy for,
right.
you know. It wasn't until the latter half of the parade that Christmas could really start to be felt, with the Babes in Toyland section, a Winter Wonderland section that featured skating snowflakes and dancing snowmen, and of course, the finale float, Santa Claus being pulled by reindeer dancing on their hind legs. Take a listen to some of Disneyland's Very Merry Christmas Parade number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disneyland proudly presents the Very Merry Christmas Parade.
Following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following the leader wherever he may go. We won't be home till.
did sort of like that breakdown at the end of Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
It was, catchy.
It was good to have one Christmas song in there.
That was weird. It's like they haven't discovered they can just vomit Christmas on everything and it would be okay. Like they were being restrained. They had restraint maybe. Like, well, let's not give too much Christmas. I mean, it's still a parade, but I mean, maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they maybe think that people expect the Disney characters, and so they would be disappointed or something.
Yeah.
But they figure it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because in 1995, Disneyland debuted the Christmas Fantasy Parade, which still runs to this day at the park. While this parade has evolved over the years to its present-day form, its premiere version would be recognizable to guests today, as mostly its floats have just been put into a new order. And more importantly, its soundtrack has remained the same. Interestingly, the Christmas Fantasy Parade was a departure from what we might expect, and that it didn't include any recognizable Christmas carols. Instead, well, for the most part, Disney produced the original Christmas Fantasy soundtrack for the parade. Take a listen, number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Christmas in Disneyland.
Special magic at Christmas time this year. Hearts are gay and merry and full of Yuletide cheer. The spirit of the season will make our dreams come true. Memories of Christmas are here for me and you. The caroling bells ringing and Santa Claus will always be part of Christmas fantasy.
That was the song.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
It was so bad.
Oh, really? I love that. That beginning, it's like, whoa, Christmas is here. It's unmistakable. It's not a Christmas song, but it's unmistakably Christmas, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Christmas in Disneyland.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Christmas.
No, it just sounds like Disney. Doesn't sound
No,
Christmassy.
it definitely sounds Christmassy, but if they could have taken that beginning and turned it into something not that.
Today, the Christmas Fantasy Parade consists of 7 units, each containing at least one float. The opening unit features a music box accompanied by the toy soldiers playing actual trumpets from Babes in Toyland. Number 4.
Oh, I've heard this before. See, now this to me means Christmas. So that's the guy in the toy soldier costume playing a trumpet
They
while
play
wearing
them.
all that nonsense.
Yeah, there's like probably 10 or 15 of them, and it sounds amazing to have the live instruments playing with the back.
Yeah,
You know, the
I will agree with
pre-recorded.
that for sure.
So I love it. Next up is Santa's mailroom, where Mickey and Minnie greet park guests with Chippendale, while elves perform with mailbags. The Winter Wonderland section follows with a snowy Christmas tree, skaters on roller skates, and Anna and Elsa atop an ice-themed float. Goofy and his son Max are baking up a gingerbread house in their section. Number 5.
Wow, Dad, I've always wanted to build a gingerbread house, and this one's big enough to live in.
You betcha, Maxie. It's a real home for the holidays.
And it tastes good, too.
Okay, everybody, let's get the decorating.
Special magic at Christmas time this year. Hearts are gay and merry.
Dad's still waiting on that frosting.
Dad's still waiting on that
You okay,
frosting.
Pop?
Better, better. Hey, Maxie, being with you was my favorite part of the holiday.
Aw, Dad.
Happy holidays, son.
Happy holidays, Dad.
Do they not think that any of us want a happy holiday wish?
No,
Right. There's
you're not there.
100,000 people standing at the staring. What's going on?
I didn't know that he had a son, Max, until I heard this
yeah.
parade. I was like, oh, that's his kid.
Well,
Yeah.
the Goofy movie.
Imagine being like a teenager and going, would you like to go to the dance with me? Like you have two things going against you. One, well, three things. You're a dog. Second, you go yuck.
Right.
And third, your voice cracks.
That's true.
I don't know. Can't be very romantic.
Well, Disney,
Yuck, you smell good.
Disney princesses now arrive in the Candlelight Christmas Ball unit. Appropriately, characters from Toy Story are featured in the Santa's Toyland unit with Sheriff Woody rocking on a horse that is on top of a toy block float, sorry. Green Army Men, which is formerly Pinocchio, Geppetto, and Jiminy Cricket, because before Toy Story this float did appear, but it was actually just a Jiminy Cricket float, or a Pinocchio float. They ride on top of the giant toy factory. And of course, Santa Claus is the finale with his 8 dancing reindeer and elves. Take a listen to the finale of Christmas Fantasy Parade number 6.
Very lovely, very lovely.
So that's it. You can go to Disneyland today and see that.
Right now.
Right now. Actually, it did go off at 3 o'clock today, I think.
Oh, really?
3 and 6, for those of you in Anaheim. But don't tune out of this. 1983 saw the very first Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. It began as a one-night-only event at the theme park back in December of 1983, but then slowly expanded out to 2 nights in 1989, 3 nights in 1990, and of course now it takes place over 23 nights starting in early November every year. For many years, the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade was a highlight of the event at the party. Turning the page. The soundtrack to the Very Merry Christmas Parade was mostly a medley of traditional Christmas carols we'd all be familiar with its opening narrated by the legendary voice of Disney, Jack Wagner. Number 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Magic Kingdom proudly presents Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade.
Happy holidays, everybody! How are you, pals?
This is aggressive. How are you?
I just love the holidays. Don't you let you?
A Merry Christmas! Yeah, and I hope you all have the happiest of holidays!
A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland.
I love it.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade finished in 2006 to make way for the 2007 debut of Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade. The new parade, which reused most of the old floats from the Very Merry Parade, featured an all-new original soundtrack. Similar to Disneyland, this was a new original track that flowed throughout the entire parade. Take a listen to this new Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade soundtrack, number 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mickey, Minnie, and all of their friends invite you to celebrate the most wonderful time of the year as the Magic Kingdom proudly presents Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade.
It's like they're figuring out Christmas.
Yeah.
Figuring all this stuff out.
Slowly but surely. Let's stick around Disney World for a minute.
All right.
Because the Magic Kingdom, for many years, didn't have a monopoly on Christmas parades. During the regular season, outside of Christmas, Disney's Animal Kingdom hosted, until a few years ago, the Jammin' Jungle Parade. This daily animal-themed parade featured floats, skaters, acrobats, and stilt walkers, and highlighted Disney films such as The Lion King and The Jungle Book, and used distinctive mechanical puppets reminiscent of those found in The Lion King on Broadway and Disney's Tapestry of Nations parade that made it the most visually unique parade in the parks. Number 9.
Hello, my friend. How's everything look up ahead? So many people. That's swell. I hope they're ready for a wild adventure. Let's get this show on the road. We're on our way, my friend. Our journey has begun. Here we go now. So sing it out. Barking round, reaching low. And dance so low. And something jumping deep and soaring. Join the adventure, the party's begun. We're jamming in the jungle to the rhythm of one.
Jamming in the jungle.
To the rhythm of one.
What does that even mean? One what?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
To the rhythm of the one? Or of the rhythm of one?
It's called Rhythm of One.
Okay.
Yeah.
One what?
I think it's like we're all one. Oh, because that. Oh, I'm answering it. Things are happening.
Oh, okay.
Because they say at the end, there's a chorus and it goes, "We're all one voice, we're all one."
Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Unity.
Unity, correct. At Christmas time, the parade transformed into Mickey's Jingle Jungle Parade and featured an updated soundtrack that weaved Christmas tunes with the parade's unique, upbeat soundtrack. I now give you the greatest Christmas parade in the history of mankind, Mickey's Jingle Jungle Parade, number 10.
Hello, my friend. How's everything look up ahead? So many people. Swell.
Jeez.
There we go. Left of the bass. It's not bad. It's great.
That got weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was also weird. It's really Sheila E.
I love it.
And
dance
I
to the
love it.
rhythm. Yeah, it was good.
That's it. I'm done. There's nothing else to
I
say.
love
Nothing
it.
tops that. The Jingle Jungle Parade.
I did like it.
Yeah.
How'd they get rid of that?
Probably pretty easily. They don't know what they're doing over there. Parades go in and out all the time.
I know. But I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
The Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade was first broadcast in 1983. It was first telecast as Walt Disney World's Very Merry Christmas Parade in 1983 with hosts Joan London and Mike Douglas. In 1988, the parade featured coverage from both Walt Disney World and Disneyland with Joanna Kearns and Mark Price covering from Anaheim. Do you know who Joanna Kearns is?
No.
She was from, what show was she from?
She makes the juice, the Kerns.
No, she's from a TV show. She was from
Facts of Life. Donahue.
What was it?
Sally Jesse.
Oh,
Judge Reinhold.
gosh.
Night Court.
Do you want me to tell you?
Day Court.
Yeah, just tell me.
Growing Pains.
Thank you.
Growing Pains. I was going to say that.
She's the mom.
Yes.
What else? Over the Joanna Kern. I'm done.
Yeah. Nothing can top that.
Over the years, the broadcast included such hosts as Alan Thicke, also from Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Regis Philbin, Kelly Ripa, Suzanne Summers, Wayne Brady, Nick Cannon, Mario Lopez, and Bruce Jenner, among several others.
Nick Cannon, rest in peace, man. Don't go after Eminem. Go on.
Is he dead?
Oh, no. His career's dead.
Oh.
What did he do?
Bro, he just put out a diss track against Eminem.
Who
And
does
Eminem,
that?
Someone who doesn't care about having a career. Because Eminem just came back and destroyed him. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I have no idea that all this goes on.
I know.
All of this.
All of this stuff.
In 1993, the parade was broadcast live with a reading of The Night Before Christmas by President Bill Clinton. I don't have the audio for that. The parade typically recorded... could you do it? I bet you could do it.
I think Jennifer Flowers does, though. Ooh. That was a hot one.
Too soon?
I don't know.
Not really, I guess.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's pretty funny,
Recording
though.
of the president. Oh, dear.
Well, recording of Monica talking about
Yes,
it.
it was.
Yeah.
The parade, typically recorded a month before Christmas and then aired on Christmas Day nationally, has featured the parade, but also focuses on celebrity performers in the castle forecourts. It has showcased such talent through the years as Jodie Benson. Who's Jodie Benson?
She was wife of Benson on Benson.
Yeah.
She's Ariel.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
Idina Menzel. Do we know who that is?
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem's cousin.
Right.
Yeah.
She's Olaf, yes.
Jaleel White.
Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Circle. Cheech Marin.
Oh,
we
my
know
God.
Cheech.
How
Yeah.
great would that be?
Nancy Kerrigan.
Okay.
Do you know?
Did she cry
Is
about
that
her
her?
leg?
Yeah.
Did she cry about her leg?
Is she such a baby?
Yeah, I know. She hit with a crowbar in the shin. Get over it. You're an athlete. You're a world athlete.
Downtown Julie Brown.
Oh, wow.
Jiminy Christmas.
Donny Osmond.
Okay.
One Republic, and high school, college, and competitive marching bands from around the nation. Take a listen to
Best one so far.
Drum Corps International's Carolina Crown, number 11.
Now, let's welcome the Drum Corps International 2013 World Champions. It's Carolina Crown.
The crowd's going nuts.
We're going to talk about that.
You know it's going to have some sauce behind it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That was it.
Here's my thing. I watched that video, okay? You see people on the side.
Yeah.
But you don't see people roaring. Like,
Yeah.
people are, like, staring. And I'm like, this is obviously fake. They put that crowd.
They put the crowd, the
in.
roaring of the crowd.
Yes.
Really?
Everyone's standing around.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a Disney parade and heard that crowd?
No.
No.
No, I haven't.
I also just kept
Yeah.
waiting. Like, I really want to make a stomp the yard joke. But, like,
I was waiting for drumline.
So was I. Yeah. I was waiting for
Like, wait for the
like,
beat to drop.
so same, which is sad.
It is. It is what it is.
I'm sorry. I had to play it. Marching band and drum corps are very close to my heart. I love them. And if you have tolerated my segments in the past, you'll know about a certain Greek composer whose music can be found throughout Disney parks, including Tokyo Disney Sea's Fantasmic pre-show and formerly at Epcot's Fountain of Nations and Wonders of Life Pavilion. Here's Yanni performing live from Cinderella Castle in 2009, accompanied by vocalist Nathan Pacheco and the other Yanni Voices, number 12.
Opa!
That was beautiful.
That gave me goosebumps. That was really good.
My man Yanni, do yawns, bringing it in.
Right in front of Cinderella Castle. It was like all of my worlds collided at once. I was like, he's in front of the castle.
You were there?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was in the living room.
Yes, that's what I meant by there.
In my jammies.
All right.
Well, that's it for the North America. But let's go over to Europe.
Sure.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, the first thing I want to say when I was doing the research for Disneyland Paris's Christmas parades is that the word that they use for floats is different. So when you translate these pages, it's actually tanks.
God.
So they have parade tanks.
Nice. Through Berlin. All right. That's pretty awesome, right?
Right.
So does Kim Jong-un.
Ooh. That's two.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I know, right?
So are tanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, God. Trying to work with the theme here.
That's true. That's true.
Up until 1997, it doesn't seem that there was a true Christmas parade at Disneyland Paris, because I watched all these videos of what they called the Christmas parade, and it was just the parade, like the daytime parade. Like there was no
the
Christmas
parade during the Christmas holiday.
Right. Like it just happened to occur.
Yeah.
Like if I go for a run, it's my Christmas run. Up until
these are my Christmas breaths. I'm breathing during Christmas time.
The parade floats were decorated with some Christmas flair, but that's about where the Christmas seemed to stop. But in 1997, the Cavalcade de Noël arrived. It reused many of the floats or tanks from the regular daytime parade, but again, they were adorned with Christmas decorations. It also worked in holiday-themed characters such as snowmen, skaters, Disney characters being pulled in carriages with live horses, and Santa Claus. Most notably, a new soundtrack which featured selections from The Nutcracker, number 13. The parade, yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No.
Sorry. The parade in Paris continued to evolve. In 2004, the soundtrack changed, and a few additional Christmas floats were added. The new song was unique to Disneyland Paris, Chant C'est Noël. This song became the park's Christmas anthem and was used for the daily tree lighting ceremony as well as the Parade de Noël, number 14.
Chant c'est Noël, sing along, sing a song of Christmas. Chant c'est Noël, it's a wonderful time of year. Dance c'est Noël, sing and dance for the joy of Christmas. Dance c'est Noël, it's a wondrous time of year. Come raise your voice in singing, sing out loud for all to hear. C'est Noël, sing along, sing a song of Christmas. Dance c'est Noël, it's a wonderful time of year. Wishing you joy and peace and love and happiness this Christmas season and throughout the coming years. So chant c'est Noël, sing along c'est Noël, sing a song c'est Noël. We wish a Merry Christmas time to all. Merry Christmas.
I feel like that song needs a parade.
Yeah.
Like, just to hear it on its own is kind of like, this is a very weird song, but I feel like in context of actually being in a parade,
Yeah.
that'd be a very good parade song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great parade song.
No, just very good.
No, oh, okay.
Not great.
Oh, I don't know how official any of these rankings are.
Very
I can say that this is a little interesting. Whereas like the Christmas Fantasy Parade's an 18 or 19-minute soundtrack. That song's only about 4 minutes long, and they just looped it. So probably by the end of that, you were ready to hang it up.
Well, like the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Yeah,
that song is 15 minutes of just the same thing over and over again.
Well, get ready. Not just yet. Around 2012, La Parade de Noël picked up the old soundtrack to Walt Disney World's retired Very Merry Christmas Parade. This lasted for a few years, and now a new original soundtrack entitled Christmas is Here forms the parade even to this day. Number 15.
That's kind of good. It's kind of good for a parade.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, let's continue on this international fantasy.
All right.
We're going to Tokyo.
Nice.
Tokyo Disneyland Resort threw me a bit of a wrench when I was doing this, though, I'm going to say.
How dare them?
How dare they?
Yeah.
Because it's Tokyo, and they're great, so they have almost a new Christmas parade almost every single year with a new soundtrack.
Nice. Really?
Like
their parades and shows or whatever, that department probably has a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too much. Too much money for any one park.
So, I mean, it's not quite every year, but since the park opened in 1983, they've had 17 different Christmas parades.
Wow.
How many have like we had?
4?
Yeah.
Really?
Christmas Fantasy's been running since 95.
Wow.
That's insane.
Or 94. I got conflicting reports on that. So rather go through all 16. There's a few highlights, but sometimes the translation doesn't always work very well. So you have Santa's Wonderland Parade, which that's okay. Disney's Santa Village Parade, which what does that mean? Like
Just
a village is parading around?
Yeah.
Just see people like elves making toys is what it sounds like.
Or
to
like
me, yeah.
people from Santa's village, which I've never heard of Santa living in a village, but that's okay.
elves
That's
live in a
okay.
village.
Do you think that's okay?
Village.
They do?
Sure.
What about the parade that ran in 2009 called White Holiday Parade?
White Christmas.
I don't like that one.
Yeah. That one bothers me.
It doesn't quite translate.
Triggered
I
a
don't
little bit.
think what they meant. Here, so take a
Just a
listen.
snowman.
Here's a little montage of some of those parades. Number 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Disney's Santa Village Parade! Hooray!
I didn't mind the last part. I mean, I think there's like a big jazz contingent in Japan. I think they're,
I think the first part said with carols to sing and missiles and lean. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
That's the hardest trap album.
Right. Straight off the ATL, man. This is insane.
Carols to sing. What? Missiles and lean.
What?
Crushing these streets. What? Rocking them beats. What?
It was so upbeat. It reminded me of like the old Carnival Cruise Line commercial, you know, like in the morning, in the evening, ain't we got fun?
Yes, Jeremy did do jazz hands.
Oh no, he was on camera. It's cool.
Yeah. I signed up for a podcast and I'm on video. How did that happen?
You're a jock. It's fine.
But that's right. But that is not all, guys.
Okay.
Tokyo Disneyland Electrical Parade Dreamlights Christmas.
Hell yeah.
God. Longest name ever.
Not satisfied with only offering their guests a Christmas daytime parade, in 2007, Tokyo Disneyland debuted the Tokyo Disneyland Electrical Parade Dreamlights Christmas. This Christmas overlay of the electrical parade features all the same parade floats and characters, but dressed up for the holiday. But that's not all. In this rendition, the soundtrack also gets a holiday makeover with sleigh bells added to the musical underliner, holiday sound effects, as well as Christmas tunes woven in throughout the soundtrack. Here, in the opening section, Jean-Jacques Perret and Gershon Kingsley's Baroque Hoedown theme from the Electrical Parade is joined by Jingle Bells, number 17.
What?
This sounds so bad.
I hope this is good.
I hope it's not. It's amazing.
Happy holidays.
What the?
Welcome.
Gross, Jason.
Japanese Goofy is my favorite. I need to rewind that. That's so good. Oh. That first part was really weird. It was like ethereal, like howling, but underneath it. It was
Right.
very odd,
It
but
was great.
it redeemed itself with Japanese Goofy.
I didn't know you could translate it. I didn't know you could translate that to Japanese.
I didn't know you could. Yeah.
Yeah, Google Translate.
Right.
Goofy Translate.
In the middle of the parade, the Toy Story unit mixes in portions of the Nutcracker and Here Comes Santa Claus, number 18.
やあみんな今日は新しい仲間を紹介するぜ
みんな気のいいやつばっかりだから安心して
仲間がいつもそばにいるこれこそ人生最高の喜びだバーズオレ
Olay?
ネッシー、ビッグフット、恐怖の雪男に共通するものは何か追放だよ次は俺たちだ
落ち着けよ
マイクはザ
大丈夫だようまくいくって
ブーI love it. I love it.
Right.
I love
Thank you, Tokyo.
Yes, thank you, Tokyo.
I love it. Here again, as the parade moves toward the It's a Small World finale, the Baroque Hoedown, now sounding more fully orchestrated, is accented with jingle bells as it forms It's a Small World, number 19.
マビビ
Beautiful stuff.
Well, that's it. That is the music of Disney Christmas parades. Guys.
Wow. Great stuff, Jeremy. Great stuff.
It's good music.
I really liked it.
I didn't think that there were going to be 19 things to play, but there were.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That happened.
So that happened. Go watch a Disney Christmas parade. They're wonderful. I watched it this week, you know? And Darren asked me if I was hanging from the ceiling.
Because he's like,
what?
Just like extra sincere about it. I just find that amusing somehow. This is why I didn't cry when people talk about Walt Disney.
I was actually literally just thinking that. Like,
Yeah.
you'll laugh at him and cry, but you won't cry when something's
right.
legit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's, to answer the question from the gentleman who wrote in, is it worth going at Christmas? Yeah. Get down there and see these parades.
Get down there and see these parades. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take another quick break. I need to use the restroom. I need to find Taryn. She is, in case you didn't notice, she's missing.
I noticed.
Yeah. So Taryn's not here. So we're going to come back, and I think we're going to do. I'm going to try to get us our wish list for Santa Iger going. That whole segment going on, but
perfect.
She needs to feed Alice. So hang on, everybody, and we'll be right. We'll be right back, a Rooney. You know what I'm trying to say?
vacant pillow on my bed. On Christmas morning, I don't want no vacant pillow on my bed. You know I can't get my baby for Christmas. It will almost drive me out my head. The whole year long, my life been in misery. The whole year long, my life been in misery.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. We're back here on the Ears Up podcast Christmas show spectacular thingamabob. I don't really know what to call it, but I guess I should figure that out soon so I can post the show.
I think we were calling it the Christmas special.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess, right? It's pretty basic and standard and whatever. Thank you, Jeremy, for being the voice of reason.
You got it.
All right, so right now we're going to do a thing called Dear Santa Iger, and I thought we did this before at one point in time, but maybe we didn't.
I think
We've done it, right?
Yeah, we have.
Alice is in the studio. Hi, sweetheart.
Hey,
Do you want to? Does she want to come here? Is that what's going on?
Maybe.
All right, you want to come
You
here?
wanna go see Dad?
Why not?
Okay.
Why not? Oh my goodness. It's really not very fun over here, though, dude. This is where all the magic happens. All right, so Taryn's about to go feed Alice. So it's a very family podcast. I just feel like telling you guys exactly what's going to go on. So Taryn's going to go first, but what we've done basically is written letters to Santa, but instead of Santa, it's Bob Iger, asking for stuff for Christmas. You know, whatever it is. A Tesla, first flight to Mars. That was mine. I want to be on the first flight to Mars. Yeah, I want to get out.
That's what you asked Bob Iger for.
Yeah, well, if anybody could do it, it's Bob Iger.
True.
All right, Taryn, so why don't you go first, huh?
Okay. Dear Santa Iger, first, I wanted to let you know that I've been good this year. Like, exceptionally good. So it wouldn't make any sense for you to not give me what I want for Christmas. So here's my list. Thanks in advance. Lower drink prices at DCA. Pay your frontline staff more.
Oh, look at I don't know, the martyr for the people.
Yeah, people's champion.
That's right. I like that. I mean, you know, somebody has to champion the people.
Why not me?
Yeah.
Make Tomorrowland more like Epcot.
Oh, I like that one.
Because Tomorrowland has a problem. Epcot doesn't. So let's make Tomorrowland more like Epcot. Let's bring Epcot to
like
Disneyland.
a Spaceship Earth. Jeremy, would you tolerate a Spaceship Earth in Tomorrowland and Disneyland?
Yeah, I mean, I think you should take whatever you can get.
Yeah. I just think that there's some cool stuff about Epcot that, not the World Showcase, none of that part, but the rest of it, I think you really could bring it to Tomorrowland. Alice, you're really helping. Thank you. Next on my list, bring back annual pass holder events or really any perks worth participating in.
Those are facts right
that
there.
was honestly almost one of mine. I cut it out, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
I cut it out because it was insane, but
it was completely unrealistic.
Change the age of free admission to 5 years old.
Yes.
Nice.
And start a point system where you can earn points towards things, like at the grocery store. Earn points that can go towards buying tickets or merch, etc. And then in all caps, I wrote, reward us for giving you all of our money.
wow. Well, the reward, you could argue, is entry to the park, I guess. Right?
And lastly, I know you can't lower ticket prices, but can you at least give us a 5-year reprieve?
Nice.
Oh, okay. So a price raising freeze.
Yeah, fix it.
Yes.
All right. Alice, do you want to say something? You want to fart into the microphone?
Can you fart?
I don't know if you heard that, but
Can you try again? Can you fart?
Well, now you got to do it one more time.
Do it good.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Good job, Alice.
That's my girl.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I think. All right. Hey, have fun having dinner, Alice. Thank you for hanging out, okay? I love you.
Okay, let's go have dinner.
All right. Good job, Taryn. I didn't really pay attention. All right. Who's next? Terrence, you just want to go?
I'll go.
All right, man.
Dear,
Oh, you had a throat clear.
I did.
Damn.
Dear Iger Claus, I would like for you to remove Hollywoodland and make a ride comparable to Tron. I would also like for you to create a third gate somewhere in Anaheim as good as Tokyo Disney Sea. I'd like for you to give us all of a season of a show on Disney Plus instead of making us wait. And lastly, please bring all classic Fox shows to Disney Plus, like Martin, Malcolm in the Middle, Married with Children, and Living Color and Get a Life.
Well, Married with Children's on Hulu.
I want it on Disney Plus.
Okay. All right.
Thank
but
you.
then what would be on Hulu?
Who cares? I don't care at this
I
point.
guess you're right.
Thank you.
Martin. You would want to watch classic Martin.
Martin is hilarious. Hilarious.
Wow.
Thank you.
I just didn't understand it. Jeremy, go ahead, please.
That's the reason for that.
Dear Santa Iger by Jeremy Murray.
If this isn't 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, I'm going to walk out.
Good day, good morning, hello, and hi there. This is my wish list to you, Mr. Iger. I'm writing this letter from on board a plane, and the gentleman next to me hasn't showered in days. I'm on my way to Frisco for the Earzup Christmas show. I hope we do well, and that it all...
Boo!
I'm on my way to San Francisco for
Yay!
the Earzup Christmas show. I hope we do well, and it all doesn't blow. I've been a very good boy this year, so please give me what I want, and I won't shed a tear. I doubt that you're listening from your ivory tower above, but here's the list of my wishes for the parks I so love.
Oh, good gravy. This is good.
Give us these things that we so well deserve, so you aren't fixed in our memories as just a cash-hungry turd. Disney World's 50th is almost here, so do something good with your waning career. Though its outside demise was so very tragic, I'd like you to bring back my beloved SpectroMagic. You can play with the floats and update the scenes, but if you mess with the music, I'll stab you with keys. Though that's a threat that will be so very hard as you live far away and I don't own a car. You robbed me of Illuminations, a very fine creation, and replaced it with Epcot Forever, a dastardly endeavor. The music is weak and the pyro is worse. It made me so sick I had to call on a nurse. We want a new show filled with splendor and meaning, but excuse me, if you please, don't fill it with IP. That's unseemly. My final request, I just can't decide. Should it be a new show, a parade, or a ride? Perhaps my third gift won't be something at all, but rather less of the stuff that we see wall to wall. Less Star Wars and Frozen and reboots galore, and consider the possibility that less can be more. So that is my list in the shell of a nut. Merry Christmas to all from your friends at Earzup.
God damn it.
That a boy. That a boy.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Thank you.
Wow.
That's what happens on an hour-long plane ride with 3 Bloody Marys.
that is
I'm really glad I
impressive.
get to go after him.
Right. Oh, God bless you, Jeremy.
That was amazing.
Okay, go ahead, Bev.
Cool.
You're free to start.
Okay. Dear Mr. Iger Claus, this year for Christmas, I would like you to implement some kind of traffic flow system on Main Street, like arrows on the ground going in either direction. Ooh. I think this could be the gift that keeps on giving.
Wow.
I've been a really good girl this year. Okay, maybe a lady.
Maybe. We don't actually know for sure.
Well, I'm not a girl anymore. I'm old. I would also like you to sometimes put Disney tickets and hotels on sale. Not all the time, and you don't have to make a big deal about it. Just here and there. Whatever.
Try not to make a big deal about it.
Well, they don't have to, advertise it everywhere.
Yeah.
So that way everybody can have the opportunity to enjoy Walt's dream. I would also like very much to go on a Disney cruise with my friends. We would need 12 vouchers. Please send the vouchers to 879 Main Street, Crockett, California, addressed to Beverly Moore. P.S. If it's too much trouble for you, please just send one voucher in my name to the above address. The others will understand. Sincerely, Beverly Moore.
Did Bev just drop her address?
No,
Yep.
that's a fake
Okay.
address.
I was gonna say no.
Absolutely not.
I saw that earlier. I was like,
I was like, I'm not putting my address on here.
Yeah, I feel like maybe on the secret show you could because
Because they pay?
Yeah, but there's a lot of maniacs. I feel that
No, that's not my address.
the normal general.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you guys ready for mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this is the best one. I don't
Is yours
wanna
gonna
lie about
rhyme?
it. No. No, I didn't have time to make mine rhyme.
Oh. That's what you did there.
Yeah. I hope Brad comes with more lines.
Oh, Brad.
Jeez, that was terrible. Go on.
Yeah, just stop, please.
All right. Dear Santa Iger, how are you? See, nobody asked how he was. Nobody cares.
Nobody
Right?
cares.
How are you? I'm fine. Thank you for asking. I'm assuming you would naturally ask since you seem so well-mannered in interviews. If you didn't ask, then never mind. I know you're close to getting out of there, but you can still do a lot of good for over-opinionated blowhards like myself, and I can only hope you will take the time that a letter of this magnitude and force requires. So as we move into a new decade, here are a few items that I would ask of you in your infinite power to grant me this holiday season. This is one of 100. No. Number one, in a recent interview you gave, you mentioned that you had an impact in the direction the new Star Wars films would take. Please provide an itemized list of these ideas you had, annotated with timestamps in the films that they were used in, because we both know you didn't just throw out ideas to have them scrapped. Number two, please put more Greeks in charge in Disney. We're a good, simple, kind people who don't complain too much in earshot of the boss. Plus, we're really good huggers. I don't know.
Okay.
Number work with me. What are you going to do? Number three, please put all of the old Walt TV shows on Disney Plus. Right now, there's not too much there for an intellectual brain like myself, and if I'm going to watch anything, it might as well be Walt getting me hyped up for the World's Fair.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Some might even say genius.
Some would. I know one would.
I wouldn't.
Hell no. I haven't had the chance to gaslight you enough. Number four, please lower the price of beer and mixed drinks in DCA.
Yeah.
I know it's a long shot, but I mean, come on. $17 for a mixed drink is some real, well, Mickey Mouse BS, I guess. It's the only way to put it. Number five, please institute a blinking tchotchke control program. Every purchase of anything that blinks, flashes, or otherwise emits light must be ran through a screening process and a training class on the do's and don'ts of blinking toy ownership. If someone is caught with such a toy in their possession being operated in a manner inconsistent with the training provided, they shall face removal from the park.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop with your blinking wand in the middle of Pirates at 8 o'clock at night.
Exactly.
Get out of here with that. Number six, whomsoever takes your place, make them sign a contract to never do anything to Autopia. It's a national treasure and should be protected at all costs.
Ah.
I know you don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it either, but it's just one of those things that you can't.
Okay. All
you
right.
can't.
All right. I'll give you that.
Bev ate something bitter.
No, you can. And you should.
All right. Number seven, fire Kim Irvine. Number eight, give Rolly Crump a team, a budget, and get out of his way to let him work. Just let him do whatever he wants. Rolly gets to do whatever he wants to do.
Agreed.
Right.
Number nine, we need more Mary Blair representation in the park.
Oh, for
Nice.
sure.
Agreed.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Number 10, please turn Interventions into an interactive experience where we can learn more about the animators and Imagineers that brought Walt's idea to life.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, you sort of, the name Mary Blair, for example, but you don't really know everything that she's done, or you go through the parks, maybe she's had a hand in it, and in that interview with Rolly, and then talking or watching that Imagineering episode, people were kind of just everywhere doing everything at the same time. So if someone needed help, they would go and help and do the thing, and they probably didn't get credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'd be nice to kind of know specifically what everything. I don't know. It'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
I think, Mr. Iger, you'll find these requests to be simple, pragmatic, and most importantly, specific to my needs. Thank you for your time, Jason.
Very nice.
He has wants and he has needs, and they're not being met.
No, it's not. But I think, hey, man, I think it's a good time. All right. There you go. That's Santa Iger.
That's good. So overlays?
Do you think he's listening?
You know what? We should ask him. Join him on LinkedIn. Be his friend or follower or whatever. Link up with him on LinkedIn.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, I believe he's chatting as Raider Ray 44. Yeah. Corporate Raider. It could work. I'm telling you guys. I don't know. Anyway. Actually, Raiders in the chat saying, please institute a no bubbles directly into faces policy. Which I agree. Those bubbles, man.
Yeah, what's with the bubbles?
I don't know, but they're super annoying. It's sort of cute at the same time because, little kids like bubbles, and it's fun to see kids. But you didn't come here to play with bubbles. You can play with bubbles at home.
Right.
I didn't drive 6 hours and spend $500 to get you into the park so you can play with bubbles. Yeah. That's not what happened.
So I can buy you a $15 bubble gun that's going to break in 8 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
The toys there are super weird. I feel like they sort of move away from the sort of like anti-carnival thing that Walt was trying to do. It seems kind of cheap to have a bubble gun. I don't know why. Or a light-up wand or something like that.
I agree.
Seems weird to me.
Well, sometimes you also just see, like, the kid's not even enjoying it. Like, you just see a catatonic child staring, and the gun just
holding,
like, just bubbles. He's just like
holding the trigger.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, what's happening?
It is weird to walk through a field of bubbles. You're like, I want to just go to Little Mermaid. Can you get out of my way, kid?
It's always over there, too. It's always right there.
Well, I think they have a kiosk right there. There's like someone with a cart constantly there. It's annoying.
Well, that's great theming. Bubbles by the Little Mermaid. It makes perfect sense.
I mean, I guess you're right. Honestly,
so.
I guess you're right. All right.
Genius.
Some might say.
Some, not me.
No.
What's up? All right, Terrence, you want to do some overlays?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, let's go. So, basically, it is what it is. It's not Armchair Imagineering where we change it. I forget what it's called. But anyway, we came up with a Christmas overlay for something in the Disney parks. Doesn't have to be a ride. It could be a food cart. I don't know, whatever you people came up with. But I think it should be a good time, and I'm excited about it. Sort of get back to our roots here. Who wants to go first?
I will go first.
Okay. All right.
Because mine are not good.
Okay.
Straight up dumpster fire.
Set the bar low. That's good.
It's real low. It's
under promise,
and
over
I'm not.
deliver.
And I'm not. No, that's not going to happen. I want to preface starting with I don't like overlays. That's why mine are not good, because I can't really think of anything I want to overlay anything with, because I really think only one overlay has ever been done well, and that's Haunted Mansion. And I think that the overlay is so good that it could be a year-round thing, and it could exist as its own ride. Because there have been times I've gone to Disneyland and I've been disappointed that it's not Haunted Mansion time, and then there have been times I've gone there and I'm disappointed that it is, and I can't ride the regular ride. Like, I want them both at my disposal.
Yeah, I feel like that is.
And
I feel that's accurate.
And I haven't ever seen an overlay like, what's the Space Mountain overlay trash?
I don't even know. They did the Hyperspace Mountain and they did Ghost Galaxy,
okay.
Which both of them were not good.
Yeah, I don't think that overlays are particularly good, so that's why I struggle. I struggled with this challenge.
Well, I will say that the Space Mountain ones, I would never call them really an overlay, because they change the music and then they have like 2 different projections. Because there's not a whole lot to that ride. It's still you're still in
it's
space.
It's still dark and yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we'll start.
So
my
prefacing
first one is
that,
quality.
Okay.
King.
You guys did more than one?
I did 3 because mine are all very short because they suck.
Okay.
So King Arthur's Carousel. Give the horses a ton of Christmas decorations and play Christmas music on the ride. Done.
Okay.
That's a really
overlaid,
simple and
simple,
effective.
But I feel like it would be a good, just decorative, seasonal piece. I think it'd be cool. And you're not changing. Like, I don't necessarily like the rides changing. It was late. The Mad Tea Party. Oh, let me change the camera. The Mad Tea Party. Instead of tea, it would be heavily implied that the cups are filled with eggnog. And instead of that same calliope music, that, I don't think it's actually a calliope, but it sounds like a calliope, but the same like toot 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 music.
Right.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer would just play on a loop because it's just as awful.
An idiot.
My only thing I was imagining, you give people eggnog before they go on the ride. It's like the scene out of The Sandlot where everyone's just yeeking.
Stand By Me.
And
with the pie eating contest?
No, I was talking about The Sandlot. When
Oh,
they're
I
on
don't know. I've never seen
the
The
Tilt-A
Sandlot,
Whirl.
dude.
Oh,
No.
wow. Okay.
But
Never
the
seen it.
the cups are just they're
that's
tea
all right.
cups. There's not tea in them.
I know, but whatever.
Okay. All right.
Just whatever.
Just go
Just
with
roll
it.
with it.
Go
So
with
are
it,
you
yeah.
proposing a name change to the Nog, like the Nog cups?
The Magnog party.
The Magnog party.
The vomit party.
Gross.
I don't know.
All right.
It was late, I said. Okay, and this
Yeah.
one is the only one that I did that was kind of real. It's for Goofy's Sky School. Somehow it's Christmas Eve and Santa is nowhere to be found.
Somehow.
Oh, wait. I did some editing wrong there. It's
It's
Christmas
okay.
Eve and somehow Santa is nowhere to be found. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Who's going to deliver all of the toys to the good little girls and boys? That wasn't supposed to rhyme. Goofy, that's who.
Yeah.
But he's never flown a sleigh before. All he's ever flown is an airplane. And to be honest, he's not very good at that. Oh well, somebody's got to do it. The ride train compartment thingy.
The ride train compartment. The car. The ride
The car,
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
It literally says thingy in my notes. I couldn't think of it, and I still couldn't. The
right.
ride car.
I feel like I'm identifying a flaw with how you write.
Voice text. So the ride car will be decorated to look like a sleigh. Christmas music will be playing during the ride. You'll hear Goofy talking to the reindeer, trying to coax them and direct them and fly them in the correct direction with a ton of difficulty. You'll go through all the loops and spins and turns of the ride, and it'll be terrible. And when you get to the end, just in the distance, you'll see Santa. And once you make it to him, Goofy lets him know that he prefers to fly his own airplanes and lets Santa have his sleigh back.
Okay, the end.
The end.
Okay. I've had enough of this.
Basically, yeah.
All
I
right.
told you they weren't good.
I think they were good.
I think they were fine.
Set that bar low, stayed below it.
The Mad Eggnog Teacup Party was
sounds horrible.
Yeah, that's not a very good one.
No.
No.
It was late.
Yeah. You probably should have just deleted all. Select all, delete that one.
That was hurtful.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy.
Okay. Oh, no. Can I go next?
Oh,
please?
yeah, sure. Terrence, go.
Just because one of mine overlapped with Bev's.
Oh, God.
So
instead of Mad Tea Party, it's Angry Eggnog Team.
Jeez. No, actually, I did have one for Goofy Sky School, Santa's Fly School, and it was him teaching people how to fly a sleigh and blah, blah, blah.
Teaching them how to dress properly. Santa's Fly School.
Fly? What? Yeah. So then I have another one, Nemo's Journey to the North Pole. Even underwater, Santa exists, but Santa underwater is a narwhal. Now, Dory, being the person that she is, gets curious, gets forgetful, and gets into Santa's bag and is taken back to the North Pole. On the submarine, you follow the journey of Nemo and Marlin as they trace her steps to get back to the North Pole to save her. Two good things about this. Number one, it makes me want to go on the ride again just to see what it was. Number two, it would actually be a throwback to the original when you were going on a journey to the North Pole.
You were going on a journey to the North Pole?
In the original submarine ride, yeah, you were.
The third thing I like about that is that Dory would die because she's a tropical fish and she can't live in the North Pole.
Well,
so
also, you can't go from where they were to Sydney in the amount of time they did. Because we're splitting hairs. The other one I had.
Scales.
Oh, jeez. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout Santa. The collector has captured his most prized possession, Santa Claus. You and the crew must break him out so that he can save Christmas again. So you would have different Christmas-themed songs, all based around Motown, to go with the soundtrack you have now. You'd have Santa Claus is Coming to Town, done by the Jackson 5, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Temptations, It's Christmas Time by Smokey Robinson, What Christmas Means to Me by Stevie Wonder, and Joy to the World by the Supremes. So you would have the same ride sequence, but now you're trying to break Santa out.
Nice.
And then the last one I wasn't able to do, and I offered it to her.
I've seen the movie once. I couldn't do it.
The Guardians of the Galaxy would be taken over by Die Hard. and it'll be Nakatomi Tower. But I didn't have enough time to actually figure that one out. But I thought that would be it's a great Christmas movie.
That, yeah,
I think it'd be great.
in the pre-show area, the staff could tell everybody, and if you feel anxious, just walk on the balls of your feet, crunch your toes up, and walk.
You'd have the cop car outside as well with Carl Winslow talking to him up there. It'd be awesome. So, but I didn't have time to go all through that. So
Hans, Booby,
Hans Gruber, man.
Who do you think you're talking to? I got you.
So those are mine.
All right, well, I liked it.
Yeah,
I'll
submit the Breakout Santa as my real one.
Okay, fair enough. I only did one because I don't know, I'm an underachiever, but I did it well. So I feel like it's fine.
Okay.
My ideal Christmas overlay would be impossible, if I'm completely honest with everybody. It would be Carthay Lounge, and it would involve something about the Grinch getting control of the menu and jacking up all the prices of the drinks. But then he sees a plucky podcaster crying about it, and that somehow shows him the true meaning of Christmas, which is, as we all know, to not make podcasters cry. And so he lowers the price of the drinky poos to more reasonable levels. Now that would be a Christmas miracle.
Wow.
But that would be too hard, or it's too negative or something. I don't know anymore. So I tried looking at another attraction that people complain about but still go to, and how to soften that blow. I present to you the Matterhorn Bobsled's Christmas Adventure.
That's a good one.
Okay. As Santa was preparing to take flight, he had to make an emergency landing on a craggy mountaintop. Little did he know that it was the home of Harold the Yeti, who was not too pleased with this red blob of a man intruding on his me time, quote unquote. With a roar, Harold's massive paw comes down, ripping Santa's sack, his toy sack, let's be clear, scattering presents all over the mountain. As part of Santa's Emergency Prezi Recovery Team, or EPRT, you board specialized bobsleds to shoot down the mountain and find all the gifts Harold tossed everywhere in order to save Christmas. The decor are presents sort of all over the outside of the mountain, big ones, small ones, wrapped and unwrapped and torn and not torn, not covering the mountain, just maybe, 25 or so. It's a big mountain. The queue is transformed into the EPRT, or Emergency Prezi Recovering Team, check-in line. Caution tape is all over the place, warning you of the hazard that is Harold. As you board your bobsled, you are given instructions to go into the mountain above you and spot as many presents as you can, but in no way are you to attempt a present recovery. With Harold on the loose, it's just too dangerous. So they just want you to bring back the coordinates, and Santa will pick up the presents from there. Zipping along the ride, more presents are inset into the snow and ice all around you. Christmas lights and decorations are strewn about as well because, as we all know, Santa brings full Christmas kits with him wherever he goes in case he encounters a family without them. Rounding the corner, we find Harold. He has a familiar red hat on his head, courtesy of a very scared Santa, and he's even gathered a few presents and decorations for his own tiny tree. Round and round you go, spotting the scattered gifts until you arrive safely back at base camp. And the music for this is 100% Mannheim Steamroller. I was actually going to name it the Mannheim Steamroller Bobsleds, but I didn't. The end.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
That
great.
was good.
You guys want to go get Taryn? Someone just grab Taryn?
Yeah, I will.
I mean, she's feeding Alice, but she'll be fine.
Do you want me to read mine while we're waiting for her?
Yes, please do that.
Okay.
I sort of forgot you didn't go yet because you wanted to. Oh, Terrence jumped the line.
That's right. So the beginning of this, I'm actually going to read you what you would hear when you arrive for this attraction. What would come over the PA.
Okay.
So here we go. Good evening, happy holidays, and welcome to World Showcase. Tonight we are pleased to present a festive journey, an international holiday fantasy of music and light. We're about to embark on a sparkling seasonal expedition around World Showcase. With the Christmas music as your passport, we'll discover the sights and sounds of holiday celebrations from colorful nations around the world. And to celebrate our journey, the countries will be united by the festive elements of water, fire, and Christmas lights. And now, let the holiday spirit be your guide as Epcot proudly presents Illuminations Celebrations. So
Reflections of Santa.
So the idea here is that we're going to take a journey around World Showcase and experience Christmas in each country as that country would celebrate their Christmas
Okay, I
or
like that.
whatever holiday they do.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
So Act 1, but it's Illuminations.
Taryn walks in. We're all having Mai Tais because after this we're going to talk about the Christmas Mai Tai. But then Taryn walks in with champagne.
Well, I didn't get a Mai Tai.
Atta girl.
You didn't get a Mai
Very
Tai?
bougie.
No, so I
Why
opened
not?
a bottle of champagne. I think
You
because I
didn't-
wasn't in the room, he didn't think about making one for me, which is totally fine. I didn't ask for one. I was standing next to him.
Okay.
But then I was like, champagne sounds real good. And it's been in my fridge for like
All right,
a
well,
week.
Let's split this one.
Well, I was gonna say they didn't take my glass, so I could just pound this wine and then.
No, it's fine. We'll
That
split
is
it. It's
champ.
No, we're all good.
fine. All right, Jeremy, go ahead, please.
Act 1 is Festival Overture. Large pyrotechnic opening with the countries of World Showcase illuminated in brilliant colors, accompanied by a soaring score of Christmas classics with colorful dancing fountains. So that gets us going. Act 2, Showcase Journey. Here, each country is featured with traditional Christmas music from that country being played, or Christmas music played using instruments that evoke that nation. So we could have bagpipes playing Joy to the World in United Kingdom, mariachi from Mexico, accordions from Germany, kotos from Japan. Act 3 is Future World Celebration. Futuristic Christmas music interpretations from Mannheim Steamroller, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra make a nod to the Future World section of the park, along with colorful lasers and fountain effects. Act 4 is the finale. The countries again come together with projection mapping of Christmas scenes, turning their facades into gingerbread houses, Christmas trees, snowflakes, and they light up and sparkle in colors while dramatic pyrotechnics are accompanied by a powerful score featuring full symphony orchestra and a massed choir singing Joy to the World, and to close out the show, the Hallelujah Chorus as snow comes down all over World Showcase. And that is Illuminations Celebrations.
Oh,
Nice.
You're gonna make Taryn cry with that.
I loved
We won't
it.
say anything about it. We won't tell until we discover the tracks of my tears.
Which I saw. All right, Taryn, you ready?
Yes.
All right. By the way, Jeremy's was great.
I know.
You got to make Jeremy read his again.
Mine is not great. Well, I shouldn't say that.
No, you
I
shouldn't.
hate when people say that.
I hate it when
Mine
they
is
say it.
amazing. It's just very short. Okay. I am also overlaying Space Mountain. And so, in a distant galaxy, Christmas trees are as large as skyscrapers, and they provide light for the entire city. So one of these trees has lost its light, and you are on a mission to find the bulb that has gone out and left the tree dark.
Oh.
Nice.
So you shoot up to the top of the tree,
This is.
and then you rapidly search from the top to the bottom, looking for this broken bulb. And along the way, you'll see little flashes of bulbs that kind of start to work out or pop on. So you're kind of on the right track, and you keep going around and around, and rapidly, of course. Sorry, I'm not very good at improving.
You all right?
Yeah. So, you shoot up to the top of the tree and rapidly search from top to bottom, looking for the broken bulb. The song being played is a techno version of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, because...
Ah, yes.
Duh. And you have succeeded when you get to the end of the ride and the tunnel suddenly begins to light up.
That's good.
And you've saved everyone, and that's it.
That's great.
That's good.
I love it.
Oh, good.
That is
Thanks.
awesome.
Good job, Taryn.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Well, I think I won. I mean, I'm just going to say that. Jeremy's allergic to me complaining. Very good. Okay, well, that's it. That's all we had for
Great.
overlays.
Good.
That's good.
I don't know. What else do you guys want to do?
Let's do presents now.
You want to do presents now?
Presents. I forgot about presents.
Okay, let's do presents now. Why not? Everyone get the. So what we did, everybody, we were gonna save it for the secret show, but we'll just do it now. Why not? We drew Secret Santa names.
Yes.
So I don't know who has me. I don't know who anybody else has. What's up, Terrence?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I just know I won this whole thing. I literally got the best present that is in the pile.
I don't know. I think I did too. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
I tried.
As we gather our presents, I do want to mention we are drinking Mai Tais out of the Earzup Mai Tai glass. Those are in, and people are already getting them delivered. So you should have yours if you ordered one very shortly. I think they came out great. So thanks to Matt for designing this amazing glass for us, And thanks for everybody being so patient. And thanks for people who bought them. We sold out completely. And that makes me a little more comfortable about doing something like this again. So there you go. What's Alice's issue?
She doesn't want to stay here.
But she wants to go that way and have someone go with her.
Yeah, tough. All right, well, Bev, since you're ready, why don't you go first?
This is for Taryn.
Oh, Taryn, get the Prezi.
All right. Oh, wow, it's heavy. Heavy.
What do you think about this Mai Tai?
All right.
I haven't made it there. Still on the
You want to help me open a present?
celebration.
Can you sit on that chair, maybe? Did you say? Sorry, I'm not on the mic. Did you say that they have to be Disney related?
I did not. So that was the sort of caveat is we're just trying to make it slightly Disney related. It doesn't need to be like a Mickey Mouse thing or whatever, but you make it as Disney related as you think you can.
So these are socks. They're ankle socks, but they're all like Disney. What is it? Disney bounding almost. So it's like Donald and Goofy and hands.
I'm here to keep your feet warm, Darren.
These are awesome. And actually, I'll be honest, like I was thinking like, wow, I really need more socks. Yes. And I should have put it on my list, but then I was like, who puts socks on their list?
Literally, socks are on my list every year.
Yeah, that looks good. So like the Mickey ones are red toes with black heels and the
She was on
yellow.
camera.
This box.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
bro.
I didn't mean to.
Man.
Well, also don't forget it's a podcast.
That's true. Oh, that's true.
Oh my
Yeah, we have
God.
Oh my God.
Taryn, explain it.
Oh, I'm sorry. So there's like a lot of frames.
Okay.
Yeah, those
and
frames are a pain in
each
my.
frame has like blueprints
It's like a
of
patent.
different parts of it looks like the park and the patent office with the camera's on with the ride, what's it called, the ride vehicle for Alice in Wonderland,
Oh, okay.
the people mover.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, my present sucks.
This is so cool.
Mine's actually
This is
a little
this
bit
is
worse.
incredible.
Awesome.
I don't know what this one is. Boat amusement ride.
I think I couldn't figure that one
Maybe
either. I think
pirates?
it's pirates because look, there's seats. There's like rows.
Or it could be the storybook.
Matterhorn. Oh my God, these are amazing.
Jeez.
Okay,
heavy.
and this is where I
Yeah.
screwed up because that frame that you're about to pull out is the wrong size. It's bigger than all the rest.
That's okay. And then this one is indie.
That's awesome.
This is
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is so cool.
Who gave you the idea for that?
Amazon?
Oh, okay. I just feel like you didn't come up with something as meaningful as that.
No, I did.
Okay.
Can I go next?
That was
Terrence, go ahead and go next, please.
rude and
sorry.
hurtful.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you got me.
Amazon sucks. So
Amazon
Oh,
sucks.
no.
So already we're getting the
Yeah.
classic patented Terrence Green excuse syndrome. But
So I ordered the thing.
I admire the camo badge.
Yeah. So I was thinking,
It's very
especially
Echo
for
One of
you, I was trying to think of something that you love and
Yeah.
some way that you can continue to decorate this area. And I found something great.
Well, once you tell me, let me know.
Okay. I know. Well, it was supposed to be here yesterday.
Okay.
And it's not.
Oh,
So
shoot.
you get a
So you did it.
picture.
You did it too late.
Yeah. So it's Nightmare Before Christmas action figures. So I thought it would be great.
Oh.
to decorate around here
All right.
So-
Well, thank you very much.
as well. Sorry.
Hey, man, don't
You
apologize.
can
That's
put
awesome.
You can put that picture up right next to the picture of my Eeyore.
It's Terrence's wall of shame.
For real. It's strike two, man. One more and I'm off the podcast.
Oh
so.
man.
That's true.
Sorry.
All right, Jeremy, it's down to you and me. Do you want to go next?
I'll go next.
All right, go ahead.
And me.
Oh, yeah, and Taryn. I keep forgetting that, Taryn.
Okay, this is for Bev.
Whoa! Wow.
I
And
handing that to Jason. I was like, what in the world?
Oh, yeah, I put my name in 4 times.
Yeah.
You should all just give me presents inherently. But look at it. This bow is giant. There you go.
Yes.
Very nice.
And so Jeremy wrapped this upstairs like this morning. He brought wrapping paper with him.
Are you
And scissors.
And
serious?
scissors
You
and
brought
tape.
scissors on a plane?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Check the bag.
Let's get these damn scissors off this damn plane.
Like the box.
Wow, that box is a lot. We have a lot of glitter here.
Ooh.
So-
I love you.
It's a Scotch Mist kit,
Oh, that's awesome.
Jeez.
Oh
which
my
of course
God.
is Walt's favorite drink.
You got
Oh, Jeremy, this is great.
a bottle of Dewar's White Label. You got a
Not bad.
shaker in there,
So, and
which
some
you wouldn't
lemon
actually
and some
need for a Scotch Mist.
glassware.
Nice.
Glassware.
This is wonderful.
Lemons.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
Very good. Well,
That's cool.
That'll be open before the end of the night as well.
there's no more. I mean, obviously, I have Jeremy. You'll never guess what this is.
I'm so excited. Is it a puppy?
Yes, it's a puppy. 1.75 liters of puppy. Oh yeah, and this is there for you too. There's 2 presents.
This is something. This is homework. This is homework. I know what this is.
Well, you know.
It's Titanic.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It's like when your grandma gave you like a learning video game. You're like, oh, cool, it's a video game, but I'm learning math.
Oh my god.
Bro, are you kidding me?
We've never talked about this, have we?
No, but it's Jason's favorite movie.
So bad.
Go ahead, read the title, Jeremy.
The Love Guru.
Yes, the Love Guru.
This has Justin Timberlake.
Yes, which is my Disney connection. Because he was on the new Mouseketeers show or whatever, like 91 or whatnot.
That is a stretch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say this.
We're reaching.
That movie is
I am
on
talking.
Hulu, I believe it is, and I watched it. No, Netflix. I watched it about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's good, right?
It's pretty funny.
Thank
it's pretty
you.
funny.
All right, this is PG-13.
Yeah, well, you know, there's sexual innuendo.
Overtones.
There you go.
It's got the guy who's Mini-Me.
Vern
Warwick
Troyer?
Davis.
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P.
Oh,
Not
wait.
Warwick Davis.
Sorry, mini-me.
R.I.P.
Wrong short
I know,
person.
R.I.P.
That's true,
Vern
yeah.
Troyer,
Pour him out to a real one. Well, there you go. The Love Guru.
Thank
Justin
you very
Timberlake.
much.
That's my Disney connection. You can open the second one now, too.
I can't wait to watch this and report
You should
back.
actually close your eyes and try to open the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, just because I think it'll be funny. He's closing his eyes. It is a bottle-shaped bottle of something. I think he's going to be upset because he has to. It's a handle.
It's
All right, open your eyes.
handle. Oh my God! It's the black and white scotch.
The black and white scotch, Walt's brand.
That's Walt's brand.
Yeah.
Look how big this bottle of scotch is.
Insane.
Again, it's a good hell yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't know. Like it looked smaller in the photo, so I'm like, okay. I didn't look at the amount.
It's huge, man.
And then it came. I was like, oh,
That's hefty.
They were
bro.
a
That is
4-gallon
hefty.
vat of black and white scotch.
if it came in a box, I would have bought
It's a
that.
keg.
It's bottled in Scotland. It's really from Scotland. So it is scotch.
Yeah.
I love this so much. I've never tasted this.
Well, you're
I'm
going
excited.
to.
The night is young.
Sure.
The night is
So
young.
it's so when I picked Jeremy up and he's like, oh, I gotta hit a liquor store. I'm like, why? What are you gonna buy? He's like, well, I gotta buy my gift. So wherever we need to buy like black and white, I'm like, you can't. You have to literally mail order it. So
Yeah,
I paid. I think as much as that bottle was in shipping to get it here from Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I got it for the secret show.
Yeah, for sure. So there you go.
Well, I'm excited for it. Yeah, because that was originally the intention for your kit, but he was like, "Now there's
That's not
you have to get Doers."
Wow.
That's okay.
So I said that's fine.
It's fine.
That's my go. Doers white label. That's my go-to, by
Doers
the way.
aren't bad.
It's
That's
fine.
a good. Thank you. Thank
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Major.
Okay, I'm ready. It's my turn.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot I didn't get a gift. All right.
It's the spirit of giving.
Wow.
Thank you.
I was shocked. I thought it was going to go to me. So there's 2 gifts. There's a larger one and a smaller little box. Terrence is opening the smaller box first.
Oh my gosh!
What is this?
I actually wanted this.
Oh.
Fantastic!
Okay.
Oh, it's the Golden Curls magnet set. This is it has the lanai in the kitchen. Oh my god!
I know.
Does it have Blanche's libido?
Yes.
Oh,
That can't be contained.
This is
No.
amazing. Oh my god! Thank you. That's amazing. All right.
I feel
All
like
right.
we even need a drum roll for this. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I heard this is the best gift. So.
And I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I didn't show Jason.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be surprised. All right, tear that paper open. There we go. Nice snowman box. Nice Frosty the Snowman box. All right, tissue paper's coming off. Here we go. What does Terrence think of the final gift?
Oh my
Well,
god.
we don't even know what
Oh
it
my
is.
God.
He
And,
made, like, his
and he,
ugly
and he
face.
hugged Terrence.
Oh my god! I'm such a nerd, and I love it.
What is that?
What is that?
That is Kelly Kapowski.
Holy crap!
Oh my god, that's amazing!
It's a Kelly Kapowski, basically Hawaiian shirt.
I told you.
I feel like you have to go
This'll
change
be-
into it.
It's gonna happen.
All right.
This is for the
That's-
secret show.
I mean, I was pretty confident that my gift was really good, but damn.
Look at the cell phone.
Oh, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
With the Zach Morris.
From
The Zach Morris big cell phone on there, too.
Can we just talk about
Yeah.
the label inside there? Because when did Saved by the Bell get a clothing line?
I might need to borrow that shirt. Kelly Kapowski.
Bro, this is amazing.
Yeah. Nice work, Taryn.
Alice.
Jeez.
Alice agrees.
I had a really hard time with you, and then
So
I
do we
started
all.
looking
Yeah,
up Kelly
right.
Kapowski shirts, and that came up, and I was like, I don't care how much it is. Like, I have to get this, and I have to get it on time.
I am so glad you hit all of my nerdom with this.
I
This is amazing.
I started looking up Kelly Kapowski shirts.
Which is a line I've never heard
Literally
anybody
said
say.
no.
Yeah.
I actually
Probably
have
Terrence.
I have a Kelly Kapowski T-shirt as well with that pose on
man.
it. This is perfect. Start to stop
Next year
judging
for
me
Chris
to
for
my
Halloween,
face.
you can dress as a creeper.
Start growing the mustache now. All right.
Wow.
Holy
I say it's successful.
This
Yes,
was a
that
great
was really
Christmas.
fun.
It was a good idea,
Great,
right?
yeah.
That was awesome.
I was a little concerned. That's why I moved it to the secret show. I'm like, who's gonna care? But I think everybody had fun.
I think it
don't
was
know.
cool.
Maybe we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
If we do this show next year.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, what?
Go to
Oh, no, I
Patreon
don't know.
now.
That's right. Hit them.
I don't think she means ears up. She means like the Christmas show.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh,
Right?
No,
gosh.
she means ears
I
up.
meant the Christmas show.
I was like, guys, that was way too dark.
If we don't make $1,000 a month by next Christmas, we're out of here. This is what we're doing. We all have car
Lord.
payments.
Yeah, this is all ultimatums
not
to the
Jeremy.
listeners now.
Oh no, Jeremy does.
I don't have a car payment either.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully we
My
won't
car's
soon.
old as crap.
Good
So
for all
I
y'all.
picked Jeremy up from the airport on when was it? Friday?
Yesterday. Seems like it was longer,
I
doesn't
know,
it?
right? I was gonna say Thursday. I was like, no, that's not it. And we're talking, and Jeremy's like, I'm a terrible driver. And I said, I really appreciate you being honest because nobody admits that they're a terrible driver. Like, terrible.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jeremy doesn't have a car, but he's the guy that everybody, you know, have you ever done this gesture, like the shrug or like the hands out, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's apparently Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's like he's the
who
guy
you're
that
doing
other
it to?
people do it to.
Yeah. I got that all. I was in
You're
LA.
doing it to Jeremy.
Yeah. I was in LA this week for work, and it was all anyone did. You know, on the 405, people just looking at me going, what are you doing? I was like, I'm listening to Ears Up.
Driving in LA is a whole
It
thing.
sucks.
though.
It's a whole thing.
It sucks.
It's a
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, nobody should
So.
ever do it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But I wouldn't have a car either. I mean, if I sort of lived near work, took
Oh,
a train or whatever,
totally.
I wouldn't need a car. What are you gonna do with a car? Save a bunch of money. is
Well,
what
I
you're
mean, I
gonna
guess I would have to have one because I have to drive my kid to school. But
do. Yeah, but you can homeschool them.
have you met
School
my husband?
bus.
Don't do that. We don't really have school buses out here.
Our public
But that
transportation
is not.
is
First of all,
terrible.
that is not true.
Not in my district.
Crockett's.
Crack it.
Why? Well, then Crockett's fine. And I was trying to explain to Jeremy what Crockett is like, and I can't remember even what I said, but it wasn't flattering.
It's
No.
actually just a cute little town. It's different.
Well, there's a bar at Disney's Fort Wilderness Lodge called Crockett's, and I love it. So when he said Bev lives in Crockett, I was like, that's great.
Every
It's
time
like
you
a
go there, you're
super
gonna think
old
of her.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My house is 120 years old.
Oh, it's gotta be
Woof.
haunted. Sleep with
love
one
you.
eye open.
Just listening for dead ghost rats.
It's just rats.
Voice, the ghost of Mouse Past.
Well, and so then another Jeremy story. I feel like that's all I'm talking about. Jeremy calls me up on Thursday. He's like, "Hey, do you mind if I crash at your house?" I'm like, "Well, what happened to the hotel that you were insistent upon getting?" Which, and I understand, I'm weird. I would rather stay in a hotel. I'm weird also. And he's like, "Well, I looked up on Yelp. I looked up the reviews on Yelp, and there were literal videos of cockroaches."
Nope.
Dear.
Yeah.
Like, no,
And
I'm not
bed
gonna-
bugs and ants. Like they had a whole menagerie of
The
insects.
trifecta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was like, even if that's gone, I'll
No.
never sleep.
No.
Well, how do you have videos of bed bugs? I thought you couldn't see bed bugs.
You can find them. They
Oh, really?
They
That's why I check
they-
every time.
They like under the fold, like the mattresses have a seam and then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a fold. You're supposed to lift the fold, and if they have bed bugs, they'll be in there. Or you look at the mattress,
That's disgusting.
and there'll be
Yeah.
blood spots, and they'll be in a line
Right.
Yeah.
because that's how they That's how they bite. They go boop, 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 boop.
They go right down the line. They're very symmetrical
Yep.
animals. All right.
Disgusting.
Well,
And they bite in threes, allegedly. It's
Oh,
like the
really?
Holy Trinity. Boom, boom, boom.
is it 3 of them? Or is it
I don't know what just happened.
or is it one biting 3 times?
I think it's one biting 3 times.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
the appetizer,
Oh,
the
it's
main course,
breakfast,
and the
lunch, and
dessert.
dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So,
All right. Well,
Gross.
good job, Jeremy. I'm
Thank
glad that
you.
you're here.
I'm glad I'm here.
And hopefully
Slumber party.
trading cockroaches for cat dander is not or is a good, wise decision for you.
Yeah, don't you go dying on us, all right?
Yeah.
Don't you? I don't know. Should we give up Disney Plus, guys? I still don't know.
I wouldn't.
No.
I still have like 2
Not till
more
after
movies to
Mandalorian
watch.
is over.
It's the last one's out right now, and we can
Oh.
just steal it from. I shouldn't probably say that.
No, we'll just watch it, and then we can cancel it.
I might do it like what Jeremy does to kind of jump in and out.
Yeah, I kind of want to do
Right.
that too, like because I
But-
like the shorts.
Yeah, but then we're paying $12. Well, I guess
For
it'd be
Hulu.
like $6, I guess,
Because I do want to keep Hulu.
for one show. Like if we jump in for like season 2 of The Mandalorian, that's all we're gonna watch, but we can keep Hulu. So
But we
we're
could
still
do it in a
paying the same
month.
amount.
So you're paying $12 for 1 month. That's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, also, we're gonna have. I mean, we're not gonna change the price of what we're paying. We're just gonna have Hulu only now. I think.
Yeah.
So
But without commercials.
yeah.
I can't with those Hulu commercials, man. You know the Peloton commercial that everyone's talking about?
Yeah.
I've seen that thing 1,000 times before, and I'm sitting here home going, this lady is being held hostage.
Right?
And then finally the internet picks up on it. I'm like, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who wants to send out a distress signal for this poor lady.
I know.
Have you seen this commercial, Jeremy?
No.
But have you guys
It's
seen?
weird, man. Yeah.
It's weird.
Have you guys
Look
seen
it
the
up.
Frontier commercial though?
Like the
Frontier
air-
Airlines?
Frontier-
Like the
the
airline?
No, it's the
No,
internet.
it's
Frontier internet.
It's internet on like the East Coast or something, or the
Oh.
middle.
They're advertising like 500 megabyte speed internet for $40, but you can't get it out here.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're showing it out
Cool.
here. That's right. Yeah, I was like, great. It's the only commercial I like.
Because there's a guy on it that dances, and Jason wants to know the dance. So we've been trying to figure it out.
What
Yeah.
goes on in this house?
Way too much, man.
Not a lot, really. I'll show you. Maybe you guys can help me. I'll show you the commercial.
Okay.
I'm not much help.
Yeah, it's just a cool dance, and I'm like, it's like a cool funky dance. So the guy's cool.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't dance, but if I learned this dance, this is how I would dance. And it's just kind of like a, I don't know, thing.
It's a lot of leg work.
It's a lot of leg work, and I got the legs for it.
Yeah.
You have a dancer's
I've
legs.
commented on that before. Jason's legs.
I have the legs for dancing.
Yeah.
It used to be that, well, there is a camera up there, and there was one show where Jason was wearing short shorts, and
Oh.
his legs were just out there, and I rated them, I think, a 7 or an 8.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, they
I
were
mean,
bad.
considering I don't work them out,
Right. Well, that's the
pretty
whole
good,
thing,
right? That's
Exactly.
the whole thing. If you want to be an 8 or 9,
You just
start doing some.
naturally beautiful.
Then you got to get the Peloton.
That's right. You gotta get the Peloton. All right, are we done here? I think we're done.
I think we are done.
Done.
Yes.
Let me just make sure. Blah blah blah. All right. All right.
Do we thank our sponsors?
Oh wait,
Oh.
our interview. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
And
Man.
Bevan's gone.
Wow. It was nice having.
It was a joke. Sorry.
Look, if you guys want great beer, go to the 21st Amendment. You can find them all around the parks like DCA. But if you're in San Francisco, not Frisco, San Francisco, you want to say something, Alice? You want to interrupt my read? What do you want to say? Yeah.
Aww.
Yay! All right, very good. If you're in San Francisco, visit their brewery at 563 2nd Street, just 2 blocks from Giant Stadium. Or if you're in San Leandro area, go visit them. I don't have the address there. Hey, you keep it down, all right? Did you eat? She took a bite of the
like,
pop
"What
filter.
is
and she's like,
this?"
What's going on? That's my girl. You just eat everything. Yeah. I'll just switch it. Anyway, check them out. Learn more at 21stamendment.com. I think that's what the website is. I don't know. But definitely order your 21st Amendment beers. Go to Concierge. You go to concierge.com. They will plan, bless you, they will plan your trip for you if you want to go chase down the food that Heather talked about on our earlier segment over in Disneyland Paris. They will help you do that if you want to check out everything at Walt Disney World. If you want to go to Epcot and cry with Jeremy that Illuminations, Reflections of Earth is no longer around, you can do that as well, and Concierge will help you plan your trip over there. So concierge.com. We love you guys, and thank you very much for everybody listening to the show, especially people who have listened for years and years, or even if you're just joining us now. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to everybody here. And Jeremy came all the way from Jersey City for this.
That's right. I left the SpectroRadio studios unmanned.
That's right.
For a whole week.
Well, that's all right.
So, tune in, though. SpectroRadio.us. Why don't you give it a listen?
That's right. All right, if you're listening live, and, you know, why wouldn't you, of course, you can hang on. Actually, you can pop over to, let me back up. If you're a Patreon supporter and you're listening live, you can go to Patreon right now, patreon.com/earsup. Grab the link for the live secret show, which is coming up in about an hour. But tune in now, because once this stream ends, we're going to pop on the secret show stream and start playing weird Christmas music for like an hour. So if you want to join in there, you can do that. You guys can chat and hang out for a little bit, and maybe we'll pop in and out. I don't know. But that show will start in about an hour. Brad is coming in to make us a bunch of cocktails. And, of course, if you are a Patreon supporter, once again, you will get the recipes for all of the drinks we're going to be drinking as well. We have a lot of good Disney news, some really funny stuff. I'm pretty happy with it. So, thank you very much, everybody, for listening live. And it's also not too late. If you become a Patreon supporter at the $5 level, you can still grab the link for this YouTube and come in and hang out with us, too. It's the end of the year party. What are we going to do, right? We're going to just sit around and be boring? No, we're going to have a good time. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you in the parks.